Live on the podcast site. We're live. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another page of the Playbook Sports Podcast. We are thrilled to have you all here. As usual, I've got to my right, Downtown Sage, a.k.a. Fade Brown. Sage, how are we doing today?
You know, we've been better.
You got here on time. I'm proud of you. Proud of you for that. Sorry for the delay, everybody. Speaking of delay,
Nate.
Steve, how are we doing, buddy?
Good.
Welcome.
Hearts
In the
racing.
usual, Hearts Racing got here nice and quick. And to my left, the unfortunately loser of Week 9's rivalry week.
Back-to-back.
I'll take a cover. though,
Shine,
baby.
you will take that
Take
cover.
plus 5.
I was happy to trade that. How are we doing today, Phil?
Doing pretty good. I'm excited for the live night session.
Yeah, hey, pretty excited about this night with the boys.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
stoked. Playbook Sports Podcast is brought to you by Goldfine and Bowles, attorneys at law. Sorry, I'm getting told we're not live. I'm pretty sure we are.
We are.
We are. Yeah, I see it on there.
Mm-hmm.
Goldfine and Bowles, personal injury and workers' compensation. Their bread and butter. That's where they make their money. You know what I'm saying? They've been around since 1962. Yep, doing great work all throughout the state of Illinois. This wonderful state we all get to call home. If you're looking for any sort of representation for personal injury, injured at work, except this work, you guys, we're not getting any money off of me.
No.
Give them a call. Their phone number is 309-673-5144. Again, 309-673-5144, and tell them that we sent you. Maybe we get a little something from your winnings. You know, it's up to you. Thank you again, Goldfine and Bowles, for sponsoring the podcast. It is their experience that wins. A new a new segment that we want to start today also is called Salute to Service. Every single week now, we are going to pick out a different person that has served in the military, past or present, and we are going to just discuss them, kind of their story, what they did, what makes them a hero that they are. Everybody that serves in the military is super appreciative because it's not something I could do.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So you were all heroes in my mind. But today's person is someone kind of close to all of us, at least the three of us, because we went to school. Sage never had the pleasure of knowing him, I don't believe. But today we're going to talk about our buddy Nick Murphy. Nick, we grew up with him, younger brother of one of our best friends, Alec Murphy. He, lifelong dream to be a Navy SEAL, was training to be a Navy SEAL, and one night was out with his friends and unfortunately was struck by a vehicle and killed. I'll never forget that night. I genuinely will never forget that night. I remember waking up to a text from, I think it was from Joey.
Yeah.
Joey texted all of us and said that someone had run into the Murphys
I think it
in
was his parents. But
his parents. Yeah, Alan, Teresa, and all of them. I think they were all flying down. The whole family was flying down. And unfortunately, Nick didn't make it. But he is such a hero for what he did. Sage, you may not know the story, but he was walking with two buddies, one of his friends, whose name I don't know her name, and I don't know any of their names, and another one, and a car came flying around the corner. I don't know if the driver was ever tested for alcohol or not. Honestly, I don't know if they were a drunk driver or not, but they came flying around the corner, must have not seen them. And Nick acted how I would hope I would act in that situation. And before the car got to them, Nick got her out. He pushed her out of the way, saved this girl's life, took the full force of the car, which ultimately ended in him passing away.
Wow.
And he also donated all of his organs, saving, I believe it was 9 other lives in the process.
Yeah.
The guy who got his heart, he is also, like, they've heard Nick's heart beating in this guy's chest. And he's doing great as far as I know. So just an amazing person, an amazing human being. And they're on it, like they told us. I remember when one of our friends passed away in high school, they told us this is something you'll think about every day. I remember thinking, that's not likely.
Yeah.
I still think about Nick probably every day. He just crosses my mind at a random point. He may not have been a hero and saved lives in the way he initially thought he was going to, fighting, but he did. He saved several lives in doing what he did. And we're so appreciative to Nick and all of the Murphy Foundation. Speaking of the Murphy Foundation, the Nicholas J. Murphy Foundation, they provide support for military families through educational scholarships. They do it through other support, and then they do free legal work. They have a pro bono clinic where if you're a military member, they will do it for you. They will take care of you. It's a fantastic organization. The link is in our description on YouTube. If you have the means to donate, there's not a worthier cause to donate to.
Yeah.
There really isn't. We are so appreciative of everything that Nick did and who he was as a person. As a podcast from the Playbook Sports Podcast, we are donating $100 to the Nicholas Murphy Foundation. That's from all of us. If you feel inclined to donate, definitely do. Again, that link is in the description. Nick was the man in the arena. There's no other way to describe him as a person. Fantastic human being, and we miss him every day. We really do.
Yeah.
He's a great dude. So next week, if you have somebody that was in the military that served and passed, that is still serving currently, let us know. We'd love to tell their story. We'd love to shed a little bit of light on these people because they are doing something that most people can't do. They're fighting for us, and we appreciate them greatly. So thank you, Nick. Thank you, Murphy family, for allowing us to share Nick's story today and for doing all that you guys do for other military members.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
That being said, we are going to go ahead and jump right into the NFL. On a happier note, I'm sorry, I'm talking about this intense stuff looking like this, wearing my rivalry week winning getup. But let's just go ahead and jump right into our weekly power rankings following this past week. I am going to just read off Bobby's real fast. Bobby sent me his picks and his power rankings per usual. I do believe Bobby's going to call in today. I think we're going to get Bobby on the phone at some point to at least defend one or two of his picks, maybe ask him a couple questions about the pitiful organization that is the Colts, who have hired a new head coach that has never coached. He's never been a coach.
I believe he
ever.
had a stint as a high school coach.
Was he a high school coach?
3-7.
Yeah, I think I saw his record. I think because it's been 2 years now or 3 years. So he's 20-16 as a high school coach in Georgia, though, and that's over multiple years. But I mean, I understand though. Some high schools might not have the best athletes just because they're kids, but 20-16 though, not a good look coming from a guy that just gets hired straight into the NFL.
Yeah,
that's a winning record.
College.
That is a
winning record.
record.
Yeah.
I will say, we'll just talk about Saturday for a second, but I think Irsay is hiring him sort of to not be a spy on the team, but almost in a way, because Irsay trusts this guy obviously immensely. He's had him as a consultant for the team, and now he's hiring him as an interim coach. I think he wants Saturday to be there to see who's really bought in to like the culture, who isn't trying, who doesn't seem to care, and because I don't know, is Jeff Saturday the long-term answer for the Colts?
There's no way.
No, exactly. I think he's going to be there for 8 games. They're going to hire a coach, an actual coach that deserves the job. And Saturday is going to have been in the room for 2 months, and he's going to be able to tell Irsay, hey, listen, there's some guys not really pushing what we believe in for the Colts. But who knows? I mean, it is still just, it's shocking, really, though. And the play caller is a 30-year-old that
never done it before.
More so into the technical data analytics side, and now he's calling plays in the NFL.
First time he's ever done that.
That's crazy.
Like, he's only a couple years older than us. And he's calling plays for the first time in an NFL game.
Irsay is Jerry Jones.
Or high school. Or not high school, or college. He's never called plays.
No, he's never been a college play caller at all. Or any sort of play caller.
Yeah, Jerry Jones of the AFC is Jim Irsay for sure, because he just does whatever he wants.
I will say he wasn't like this until a few years ago.
Yeah.
Until a few years
Love
ago,
retired.
He was very
threw everything into a
hands-off.
flummox.
He threw himself into the news, but he never controlled the team.
Yeah, I think he's trying to win a Super Bowl so bad that it's becoming a toxic way he's trying to win. Because if something doesn't work immediately, you got a year. You got a year, and you're gone.
Well, I don't know if you remember how his dad used to run the organization, but his dad would come down in halftime, yell at the head coach, tell him to bench the quarterback because he was messing up. And I think Irsay saw that and was like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
And then now he's like, I
want
want
to
to
know
doing that.
Like, hey,
man,
the pressure's on.
Well, I know he came out and said at the beginning of like 2020-ish or 2019, he said 2 Super Bowls by the end of the next decade. It's like, ooh,
that's a big task.
That's a big. Why would you say that?
You want to hear that from your owner, but at the same time, if you're just jeopardizing the team because you're trying to win so bad that you can't do that.
Yeah.
You gotta do it the right way.
Yes, you really do.
The one thing I do like about Saturday being hired is the Colts spend the most money on their offensive line than any team in the league.
Yeah.
And their line play has been pretty poor.
Yeah.
So
let's see if it fixes it. Yeah.
That's true.
Bringing
He
in
could
a
be
Hall
that.
of Fame caliber. Is he on the Hall? He's on the Hall. Is he not yet?
No, I know he's in the Colts Ring of Honor.
Yeah, he will.
I'm sure
he
he was an awesome center.
Yeah, Hall of Fame lineman.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
He's going to serve a few things you got to think.
Yeah, but man, I would have loved him to maybe be a little bit more of a coach before they did this.
It's crazy.
Have you seen his tweet about a month ago where he was saying the Raiders suck, and now he's getting ready for the Raiders this
That's
week?
awesome. And the Raiders are probably going to destroy the Colts.
Yeah,
we'll see though. We'll see.
We'll get into the picks here just a bit.
Definitely.
I was going to say that tweet kind of makes me think he had no idea this was
No.
He never.
In the presser, he straight up said, "I asked Jim, why am I a candidate?" They're asking why you're hiring.
Why are you
me.
hiring?
Come on, man. That's not a
He
question.
was on
The coach is
ESPN.
asking.
He was on ESPN. I don't understand.
Yeah.
But speaking of picks, our pick record last week was very average in general for spreads and everything. Addison with the best record last week at 9-4. I was second with 7-6, and then Sage, Colin, and Bobby all went 6-7. So like I said, very average week. When it comes to spread, I mean that's kind of what we should expect with spreads. It's almost like guessing. Yeah. I mean you can look at all the stats you want, but at the end of the day, a spread is what the sports book thinks.
Yeah, they have.
It's like they make it 50-50. It's why like the odds are -110, +100. Like there are odds on.
I mean, I know it's a college basketball thing real quick, but it's why UCLA was +25.5, and then they won by 26.
Yeah, they just know.
Yeah.
They just know.
Yeah.
They just know. It's
crazy. It's down to half a point on almost every score, every game. Yeah. It's like they know what they're doing.
I will say our best winning percentage of the week goes to Isaiah's easiest picks of the week. The kid went 3-1. 3-1.
So tough games right there.
Yeah. Well, and the only one he missed was the one where he double helmeted. He picked up both the Rams and the Bucks, thought about it, put them down to recalibrate, reconsider, and then went with the Rams. And it came down to a last-second field goal. Like he wasn't far off. Yeah. Was not far off there. So nice job, kid. I'm excited to see his picks this week because he has been money. Our locks of the week, Colin, because you were so close.
I was spewing. Let me scroll here. All right, so first was the YouTube exclusive lock, which is normally a Thursday night game, just because we release our podcast on Fridays.
Yeah.
So that gives a little benefit to the people watching this versus the people that listen on Friday. It was Eagles' first half team total over 14.5. Eagles had 4 possessions in the first half. All 4 got inside the 40-yard line of the Texans. 2 touchdown drives, missed 54-yard field goal at the horn.
Oh.
And then the one that hurts the most, in my opinion, is they had 1st and 10 at the Texans 27. Jalen Hurts loses his first fumble of the year.
Yeah, and you've got to imagine they're getting at least 3 there.
Yeah, minimum.
Because they're within. It's a 45-yard field goal from right there.
You take care of the ball. You make the bottom field goal at the buzzer.
Yep.
Heartbreaker.
The half point there
was brutal.
So that's 0 for 1 on a half point.
Yeah, that was on a half a point.
We'll talk about the losses first because, like Wolf of Wall Street, I don't want you to judge me off my wins.
Judge me off my wins because there are so few of them.
Bingo. And so the second close loss was Buffalo Bills first half spread -6.5. They're up 14-3. The final Jets possession before halftime, 4th and 1 at the Bills 32. Mm-hmm. You kick the 49-yarder, 14-6, -6.5 covers. No, they go for it, get it, and then score a touchdown with 32 seconds left in the half. 14.
Bills had a chance though.
Bills move the ball, miss a 55-yarder.
Oh God, kickers!
So that misses by 2.5.
That's 2 kickers screwing us essentially. Yeah, that's a bomb.
That is a bomb. The Eagles was 54 before half. Bills was 55.
Yeah, Justin Tucker makes everything.
Yeah, Justin Tucker does make it. So that's 2 L's. Very tough.
Very tough L's.
The third L was I was secretly hoping the 3 o'clock slate was dookie. There's only 2 games at 3 o'clock this week, so I was like, you know what? Let's give a Bucks-Rams first half combined total over 20.5. You're telling me 14-7?
They can't score.
We can't muster up 14-7.
Come on, damn, just barely more than 10 points a team in the first half.
No, Bucks score. The only score in the first quarter was a Bucks field goal, so that's 3 points. So we need 18 more. Yeah. They combined for 10 in the second quarter, and the only reason they got 10 was because Cooper Kupp busted like a 69 nice yard receiving touchdown. What ankle injury? That burst.
Yeah, seriously.
Fine.
And the Bucks tacked on a field goal with under a minute and a half, so it was 6-7 at half, so 13. So that was by 8 points. That's a big L. But the one winner was Dolphins Bears, and that smacked.
Both almost covered themselves.
Yeah, damn near. Damn near.
I would say with the Bears touchdown to make it 25-28. That's when before the 2-point conversion. But on that touch, so 11 minutes left in the third quarter.
It was done. Already win. Yeah. And your yearly record is still positive, 17-12.
Oh, yeah.
Still 5 over 500. That's still good.
Yeah,
And again,
but I want to be 60%.
Well, yeah, we'll get there this week when you go 4-0.
True.
I mean, and like we said, when you look at it, you're going off of these spreads and these bets that are pretty much 50-50.
Yeah.
And you're above 500. That's impressive. All right, enjoy it.
The last couple of weeks have been
a little. You went 2-2, and then 1-3. So this week, 4-0. 4-0.
Yeah, we're
4-0. 4-0.
Stinky this week.
Our 4 best bets are coming at us later in this episode. Stick around if you want to make some money, because we're gonna make some fucking money.
Damn straight.
So what was your outrageous? Oh, the outrageous take of the week. Wrong player, but it happened in the NFL, which is kind of crazy. You had Kamara with 4+ touchdowns. Kamara didn't get it, but Mixon got 5 touchdowns.
That was crazy.
Mixon went nuts.
Balling for the Bengals. I mean, of course, after this big struggle the Bengals have, their offense just looks insane.
We had just finished talking about how inefficient a runner Joe Mixon was.
Yep.
And I swear to God he listened, because he's like, okay, bet, watch this.
Went crazy.
He went nuts. But Kamara in that offense just really didn't do a whole lot. I guess.
No, Ravens defense is starting to look better every
figuring
week.
it out a little bit.
And that's good.
Short
That's scary.
Roquan Smith, he was tearing apart that running attack.
The dude can fly around the field, man.
It was
Him and
the
Patrick
only
Queen together
time-
are so fast.
The only time the Saints have not converted on 3rd and 1 all year was when Roquan Smith stopped him twice back there.
Yeah.
That's
So-
impressive, man. Dude's a beast.
Glad he's on my team.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Now, you may not be as glad we have to pay him, but glad he's on the
I-
team as of right now.
I'll say
It's not
it.
my money. It's
I'll
not my
still
money.
pay him.
Yeah,
True.
not my money. Go and spend it all.
I think you only had 3 tackles, but 2 big ones though.
2 big ones,
Yeah.
right? Sage, your sleeper for the week. Remind me. I have it written somewhere.
Dontrell Hilliard.
Dontrell Hilliard. What did he end up doing for us?
About 1.8 points.
So a little bit of a miss on that
A
one.
little
Didn't
bit of a
miss.
miss.
You were 2-2 on those.
In my defense, I thought the game was going to be way more out of hand.
Yeah, no, seriously, Titans got the close.
I thought they'd have to do a little more dinking and dunking,
Yeah, I'm looking
and
for
Derrick Henry's not that running or that catchable running back.
No.
So
Yeah.
I was really hoping Dontrell Hilliard would be in there in third, fourth quarter, catching a few low ones and
instead they're
taking them off.
grinding with Henry to try to get
Yeah,
a W.
Yeah. Instead, they're fighting for the win in overtime, which I was like, as soon as I saw them competing in the third quarter, I was like, yeah, that's not going to hit. And I kind of pulled off from last week's sleeper.
Yeah.
I had a different name in mind, but I think
Yeah, and for this week, you're gonna roll them this week. Okay.
I rolled them this week.
Good.
I'm
I
not,
like
not
it.
pulling off.
I like it.
Nice.
So yeah, kind of a recap of last week. It was a fun week of NFL football again.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Super excited already for this week. It's sad that we're, as of like today, I think someone said like today is legitimately the halfway point of the NFL season.
That's
Again,
heartbreaking.
Very sad, but also
Yeah.
super exciting because we're getting close to the big
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
So that was just kind of a little quick recap. Let's go ahead and jump into our NFL power rankings. We'll just give you Bobby's first. His 3 honorable mention teams are Miami, Baltimore, and Seattle. His top 5 going from number 1 Philly, number 2 Buffalo, number 3 Kansas City, number 4 Minnesota, number 5 Dallas. Those are his top 5, and then his honorable mentions. I think we're all going to have kind of a similar connecting amount of similar. But Colin, you want to go ahead and lead us off here with your top 5 and your honorable mentions?
Sure. So I'll do honorable mentions first.
Mhm.
It was tough to, eliminate
It's getting
these
tougher.
two.
It's getting tougher.
So I have 5 honorable mentions. So this will basically be like my top 10.
Oh my
because
God.
There's a few 3-loss teams that I really, you can shift and position me like. Tennessee Titans 5-3.
Yes.
I had them, I think, in my top 5 last week, or they were fringe.
They were
top
close.
5
They were
last week.
close.
Lost at Kansas City. I'm not going to dock them too much for
Yeah.
that. Although Malik Willis does look kind of bad.
He looks
completed
very
5 passes,
Yeah.
0 to wide receivers last week.
The week before, he had 50 passing
He's
yards.
come back to hell.
Yeah, they need him bad.
And then New York Jets. How can you not? They just beat the Bills
Yeah.
at home. 6-3.
Yep.
They're rolling. They actually might make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
They
All
do.
4 AFC East teams might make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're all
I
above
saw
500.
as of today,
Chargers
6
are
of the
taking-
14 are NFC and AFC East teams. So there's 3
Let's
in
go.
each.
Love that. East
Baltimore
Coast
Ravens
East teams.
6-3.
Honorable mention?
Yeah.
See, okay, so my bottom 2 tier honorable mention, Titans, Jets.
Yeah.
And then my actual
Honorable mentions.
is Ravens, Seahawks, Dolphins in that order. Dolphins is at 6. If you
Dang, I like that.
If you like that,
I like that a little
I'll
better. I
roll
like that a little better.
they all 3-1. Seahawks won 4 straight. The Dolphins haven't lost a game 2 at start to finish. Ravens are starting to get hot a little bit, a little healthier. Besides their running backs, they just continue to get hurt.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So true.
Draft another one next year.
Yeah, they will. They'll have to. Because
We
J.K. Dobbins-
draft one every year.
Mhm.
Every single year we
You
draft
should
one
though.
right
Yeah,
now.
You
no,
should because
yeah.
they get chewed up and spit out.
Yeah,
by the end
running
so
backs,
quick.
yeah, you just dime a dozen.
5 Dallas Cowboys. They had a bye week, so they just should have moved in my thing. They didn't lose.
Mhm.
Can't lose on bye, hopefully.
Giants did with Xavier McKinney getting hurt. But
That
whatever.
is
Yeah.
true.
But whatever.
ACV,
Yeah.
moron.
Hurting himself. What a fool.
At 4, this might be a surprise, but it's just because of, as of today, Buffalo Bills.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I
if
don't
Josh-
disagree with that.
If he misses
He-
more
They
than
ruled him with a sprained UCL, is what I've seen, which is a partial tear of the UCL. Now, I will say this: he hurt it, and then the next play, he threw the ball the furthest ever recorded in a game.
on 4th and 21.
Yeah, threw it 69.3 yards.
Mhm.
Nice.
So-
True, but that's just because he was hot and
Right,
loose.
and
like,
but now
yeah,
it's
it's rolling up.
and it's going to start getting colder in Buffalo.
no, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good luck getting that arm.
Bills are kind
loose,
of, I know,
hot, yeah.
you never ever root for injuries ever.
Yeah.
They happen. You accept them. So
And it affects teams.
yes,
It
it
affects
does. It
teams.
affects
yeah.
teams.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
not
Yeah.
teams,
Yeah.
right? Because he's
Injuries
hurt.
will literally be the reason you don't want to see.
And I'm sorry, Case
Yeah.
Keenum at quarterback for Buffalo doesn't scare me.
No.
Shouldn't scare anybody.
The revenge game? revenge game.
I will
Vikings
say-
this
This is
week.
my notes.
I will say-
Minneapolis Miracle.
I think Josh Allen had the same injury his rookie year, and it's only 4 weeks. But I mean, 4 weeks
Okay.
is still
It's
big.
big.
You know what I mean? Because they,
They do
6
have-
and 6 if
They
lose
do
all
have their
4.
next 3 games are the Vikings, Lions, and Bears.
Yeah, so 2 of those are walkovers.
But who are you counting, the Vikings? Because I don't think the Bears are a walkover.
Oh,
We'll talk
not
about the
anymore.
Bears. We'll talk about
Their
the Bears.
offense, but the
The
defense
defense
can't
is
stop
fine.
anybody. So they're just going to score 30 and lose 40 to 30.
So I had Bills at 4 just because of the injury news to Allen. I don't know. If he's playing, he's their 1.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Minnesota Vikings at 3. They continue to find a way to win.
Yeah,
Although, another game they probably should have lost looking back at it, but 7-1 for a reason. Yeah, their last loss is week 2. I don't know how many games they played if they've had their bye week yet, but
Yeah, 7-1.
they won 6 straight. So come on.
Yeah, can't dock them for that.
At 2, I had Philadelphia still because I'm a hater. Still haven't played anybody but Dallas and Minnesota
It's true. And it was against Cooper Rush for Dallas. I agree.
and Primetime Kirk.
And primetime Kirk. Very
A
true.
win over Houston doesn't impress me.
Nope.
And they didn't cover.
And they didn't. That's right. Thank you.
And then 1 Kansas City Chiefs. They didn't beat the Titans.
Yeah.
And they probably should have lost.
They really probably
Yeah.
It came from Mahomes rush
It's
touchdown.
just
and Mahomes rushing
Mahomes.
2-point conversions to tie it.
3 2-point conversions later. So
Right.
So yeah, basically I just moved KC from 3 to 1 and then just shifted everybody up kind of 1 and then moved Buffalo down.
I like it. Okay. Sage, what do you got? Oh, real fast. Shout out Andy Boone is on the chat.
Oh,
chatting
let's
it up.
go.
He
Shout
said,
out
Andy Boone said Packers need to get rid of LaFale.
I
I just responded
I love
back with
that.
LaFale and Frogers.
I love that. How long does LaFleur have actually though? If Rodgers is gone, does he have multiple years?
Right.
He's gone
How much time
13-3 twice. But this year's
3
obviously
times. His first 3 years he went.
he's not
13.
going 13-3 this year.
Nope.
He
Nope.
can't.
He can't.
So,
No,
yeah,
no.
Who's benching Rodgers?
Yeah. Hey, right. Let's see. We want to see Jordan Love, Boone. We want to see him. Let's see him. You get
If they
traded up
lose
for
their
him.
next 3, how do you not?
Why not? Right. Why
Yeah,
not?
the next
See what you
3.
have.
And Rodgers is like, oh, we got 2 games at home. Gonna win those. It's like, dude, stop.
You guys
saying
just lost
this
to the
stuff.
Lions.
Stop
You-
saying this stuff.
The
man.
Lions statistically, real fast before you get to your power
Go ahead.
rankings. The
Talk about your favorite team.
Lions statistically, defensively, are the worst defense in NFL history. Statistically,
Yeah.
I think it's 374th out of 374 NFL defenses.
Yeah.
They are dead fucking last. Terrible
That is
defense.
terrible.
points.
And I mean, you go Cowboys. Good luck.
Mhm.
Titans.
Good luck.
Yeah, just good luck, especially if Tannehill's back. And then you go to Philly. That's
Yeah,
good
that's
luck.
3
Green
L's.
Bay.
I'm sorry.
And then you get the Bears at home. And this is
That's a
Rodgers'
full
last
time.
game against the Bears. They're gonna win. We'll talk about that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oh shit. We'll talk a lot about the Packers, I'm sure, as we go.
Mhm.
Also, Boone, if you're still in the chat, is Steve still boycotting the Packers? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know if Steve's
That
still
was,
on.
that was
or not.
before the Commanders and the Lions losses.
Wow.
So he must just be
He was ahead of
totally
the curve.
done.
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
Burned his jersey.
Love it.
But yeah, let us know.
Sage,
Oh, yeah.
power rankings. Let's get them.
All right, so I'll start with my honorable mentions as
Yes, sir.
well. I've got the Cowboys, Seahawks, and the Finns
Okay.
up there. I'm giving respect to the Finns right now.
Okay, sure. Fine.
Don't sound too upset.
Mhm.
No, it's fine.
It's only because I think the next 5 teams could beat those teams. All right,
Sure.
that's how you got to go through
I'm sure
it.
you have 2 teams in your top 5 the Dolphins already beat, though.
Give
Give us your top 5. Let's hear it.
It's a long season.
It is a long
it's
season.
a long
It's a long
season.
season.
I don't think you guys can beat our defense now. We're not
No,
blowing
offense is
17-point leads anymore.
Oh, you better knock on wood, my friend. Who do you guys have this week?
We're on a bye.
Oh, you're gonna lose by at least 20. All right, top 5. Let's hear them.
All right, so round out the top 5, we got the Vikings.
Yep.
They just win.
Somehow.
Last year they lost, I think, like the most ever 1 possession games,
Yep.
Yeah.
They've turned that around.
and now they're winning them. So,
Okay.
hey, 1 coaching change later, and you're winning those same games. I mean, I'd say it's a pretty good coaching hire so far.
Mhm.
Number 4, I've got the Ravens.
Sure.
Our leading receiver on Monday night had 24 yards, and we won
That's so bad.
27-13.
And you did have Mark Andrews.
And
Yeah.
no more. Well, Isaiah Likely, our backup tight end, had
He's
those
a
24
beast.
yards.
Isn't that a 1 catch, too?
1 catch.
Yeah, it was a touchdown catch.
Of course it was.
So if we can blow out a team with 113 passing yards,
Yeah, I will say the Saints fucking stink.
they do stink.
The
But
Saints smell like week-old fucking
it
garbage.
also that last touchdown should never have happened. We
Sure.
just didn't push the guy
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
It was garbage time.
Yeah.
It was a bullshit
You guys beat
touchdown.
their ass.
It should.
It's a boring
it should
game
be
to watch,
27 to
personally.
6.
I really did enjoy watching that football game.
Hey, all
Like,
the
this is a fucking
all the
beating.
East Coast dads were happy the game ran for 2.5 hours. Though.
Yes,
Yeah.
All they
true.
did was run.
Very
So
true.
thrilled about my Ravens right now. I
Mhm.
think our defense looks fucking stellar. I'm fucking pumped. Kyle Hamilton is
He's a beast.
evolving.
Yep,
We're gonna
he's a
get
beast.
Marcus Williams back.
Yep.
We're getting David Ojabo back.
Yeah.
After the bye, he's gonna be
Stud.
making
Top
his
5 pick
debut.
before he got hurt.
Top 5 pick is
Mhm.
coming to Baltimore.
Yep,
I'm
I like that.
pumped.
Okay.
Right after that, the Bills fell from 2 to 3 for me.
Sure.
Lost to the Jets.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, Case Keenum at QB. Who knows for how long, but
Yeah.
I still think they have a deep enough roster to pull off a few wins. And I'm not too worried about them, so that's where they're my third team. Chiefs at 2.
Mhm.
Scared me a little bit with what was going on in Tennessee
Agreed.
that night,
Agreed.
but hey, I mean, they found a way to win. As long as you have Mahomes, you have a way.
Yeah.
Which fucking
Seriously.
sucks for everyone else in the
It really
league because
does
no one
suck.
else has a Mahomes.
No.
But yeah, at least they have them, and that's why they've won their division for 7, going on 8 straight.
And it will be an 8th year. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Couldn't agree more.
And last but not least, we got those Philadelphia Eagles.
Just keep on winning.
All they
Yes,
do is
yes,
win.
Haven't played a
and
fucking good team, but they just keep winning. At least you have to beat the bad teams, and they're doing
Yeah.
that
Right.
at least.
They beat bad teams, I mean, fucking the Bills lost to the Jets. Not a bad team, not
No,
a terrible
not a
team,
bad
top
team.
10 team probably
Yeah,
right now.
I would agree with that.
But everyone else here has at least lost a game, and they haven't. I mean,
Yeah.
usually at least like even the Chiefs fucking lost to the Colts.
Yeah.
Remember?
Right. Somehow.
Oh,
In
seriously.
Indy.
Yeah,
Somehow.
think about
So
that.
they're not falling into these trap games, and I love Jalen Hurts' mentality.
Yeah.
He said, "I've been 8-0 before, and we lost the championship game."
Mhm.
So I'm not rolling over right now.
No,
I'm
he's
enjoying
a
it.
dog. They do have some tougher games coming up, thankfully. I'm excited to see the Eagles against good competition.
Mhm.
Them in the playoffs is going to be fun to see.
It'll be
I
interesting.
just hope they're challenged before that.
Yeah, same.
Just-
Because you can't go in being unchallenged. It just doesn't end well. It just
Yeah.
doesn't end well.
I'm just
Hopefully-
interested in seeing them facing some sort of adversity.
Right. Well, their next 2 games, they're favored by double digits. They
Like
host the
key,
Commanders.
like
and
a key injury for a
Yeah.
week or 2.
Yeah, they've
or
been
this or
super.
that,
I mean,
or-
what was it? I think Jordan Davis missed his last game, but it's like, okay, he's a D
No.
tackle.
Like
Your
Gardner
second
Minshew get
string.
in there for a few games.
Yeah, right. Let's see what they do.
They don't have a competition though.
Well,
the
AJ
rest of
Brown
the
was
year.
Until they
great
face the
ankle, so
Titans.
this-
Yeah,
and
it's
they have to go to
Titans,
the Giants.
It's in Philly.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, looking at the
Yeah,
Eagles'
somehow.
schedule, I mean,
the Cowboys, Dallas, in Dallas.
as a Dolphins fan, Colin, I really need you guys to beat them in Dallas. I really need you guys to beat them in Dallas.
Oh, you have their pick?
No, because they might go
Their
undefeated.
schedule
Oh, I
is
see what you're
solid.
They might go
Yeah,
undefeated.
Their schedule
No,
is
they'll lose
yeah.
in the second round of the playoff.
Well, yeah, I don't think they're
If they do
winner.
if they do go undefeated, they are not winning the Super Bowl.
No chance.
They need to go 16-1.
Yeah. Well, they have to go to Dallas still. I like Dallas in that game. I'll probably take them. And then they have to go
They'll
to the
split the
Giants.
Giants.
Yeah,
They'll
they'll probably
split
split
the
the Giants. They'll lose.
They'll
They
figure a
need,
way.
honestly, if I'm an Eagles fan, I hope they lose. Because the pressure of having to go in undefeated is such a weight on your shoulders. You lose once, like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Now let's just play our game and not sweat
I
anymore.
will say, if any team has the mentality to deal with it, though, I think it is these Eagles.
Just
because
they're
of
hard
Jalen
nosed, man.
Hurts'
They play hard
leadership.
football. Mm-hmm.
I do like the thought of Philly sports fans getting a World Series loss and
a Super Bowl loss to
or
the
like
Miami
a perfect
Dolphins.
season,
Oh.
like NFC Championship game loss.
The
Yeah.
city will burn down.
Mhm.
Oh my God, they'll have to grease
You
the
guys
poles.
deserve it. And Harden's out a month. I'm so thrilled.
Yes. All right, I will go ahead and do my power rankings. These will definitely surprise you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun for me. These 8 teams that I have listed here, my 3 honorable mentions and my top 5, honestly, relatively interchangeable, minus number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1, I have Philly. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there. Philly, I have it number 1, undefeated. Bills were there. Bills lost.
Mhm.
Bills dropped. That's how it works. My honorable mention 3 teams in any order. Honestly, like I said, in any order. The Jets, the Ravens, the Chiefs. Yeah, I said it. Bear with
Okay.
me. Sit tight. Bear with me.
Continue.
Chiefs just got taken to overtime by Tennessee in Kansas City. That's tough. They lost at home to the Bills. The Chiefs beat the Raiders after they were down by 17 points. They had to come back and beat the Raiders, who have how many wins? 2.
Yeah.
2 wins this year. They're a terrible team. They got fortunate to come back in that one. They aren't as dynamic on offense as they have been in the past. Yes, they're 6-2, which is very solid, but it's not an impressive 6-2 in my opinion. It's a very meh
Mhm.
6-2. Like Titans in overtime. Okay, great. Lost to the Bills. Raiders by 1. They beat the shit out of the Bucs, but the Bucs stink. They lost to the Colts.
Yeah.
They beat the Chargers by 3. I'm just not impressed yet. Their offense doesn't look as dynamic without the possible MVP Tyreek Hill. So that's why I have them there.
So that means somewhere in there you have the Dolphins in there.
Oh yeah,
The Dolphins just almost lost to the Bears.
but did they lose?
Did the Chiefs lose
No.
almost any of those games?
No, but were the
they
Dolphins
found
at
a way.
home? Were the Dolphins at home? No. Were the Chiefs at home? Yes, they were.
All right,
I
all
would
right.
say Mahomes did throw for 446.
He did throw for a shit ton of yards, but only 20 points. Like
true.
440 yards is
true.
nothing if you don't get in the end
Yeah,
zone.
no, that's true.
Again, like I said, these 8 teams are relatively interchangeable behind one.
Yeah.
Because at one point I had Kansas City listed as my second ranked team, which I still do. All right, ignore everything I just said about Kansas City. They're number 2 for me apparently. Yeah, Kansas City's the second. Okay, there we go. Sorry, ignore that, everybody. Woo, forgot to scratch them out on the honorable mention side, but I defended it well.
Yeah,
I defended it well.
You did.
So was there a third honorable?
No, only
Okay,
2.
okay.
Baltimore and the Jets are my 2 honorable mentions.
Oh, we beat the shit out of the Jets, though.
Yeah, but the Jets are kind of different right now. I don't know what it is. I have you above them if it makes you feel better. I don't trust the Jets. I don't think they're good. Their offense fucking stinks. They're a defensive team that's getting away with wins.
When do you guys play the Jets again?
Last week of the season.
Oh, we
in
gotta wait
Miami.
so long for
In
that.
Miami. Oh, we're
That'd
gonna
be a good
beat
game.
the fuck out of them.
That's
I
gonna be a
can't
good
wait.
game. Joe Flacco's gonna be back.
Well, honestly, Zach Wilson sucks, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Hopefully it's a noon game.
Yeah.
Just big
It's a
on that.
TBD. It's a TBD. We have 2 TBD games that might get flexed.
I get flex at prime time.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Depending on what happens,
Dolphins
Jets Dolphins in Miami
for the division.
For the division.
wild card.
for the division.
Maybe.
And the Jets lose and Bills get second. They're the best ever second place team in the division. Like I said before week 1, watch the tape. Number 5, Buffalo Bills. Lost to the Jets. With a full starting offense.
Sure.
They
No
did cost me that bet.
Yeah, they did. They cost us that bet. They did look good. Josh Allen's last 6 quarters, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I can't ignore that. I can't ignore that. And he has a sprained UCL, which is a partial tear at least, and that he's playing in a cold environment.
He was
Buffalo.
playing an insane Jets defense.
Yes, the Jets
They
defense
are-
is very good, very young, very talented. Sauce Gardner is legit. I
Maybe
hate it.
Jets are for
I
real.
really, I think I'm going to hate Houston for a long time because they took Derek Stingley at 3 instead of Sauce Gardner. I'd much rather see Sauce Gardner once every 4 years instead of twice a year.
Yeah, seriously. He's good.
He's a stud. He baited Josh Allen into the first interception. Totally baited him. Faked like he was dropped back and then just jumped the route. It was impressive. That's why the Jets are my honorable mention. Their defense is insane. But I got Bills at 5 because their running game is weak. If Josh Allen's hurt, they're not going to score any points. They're not going to score any points. They do have 3 easy. No, they play the Vikings. I think they lose to the Vikings this weekend. We'll talk about that in our
We'll
picks.
say in the last day it's gone from 8.5 Bills favorite to 3.5 when I
Yeah.
saw it today.
The money is hammered on the Vikings right now. Number 4, Miami Dolphins. 2 back-to-back games, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He hasn't been sacked, but I don't think once in the last 2 weeks. The offense is rolling. Tyreek Hill is 150 yards, 10 catches a game,
Seriously.
guaranteed. Jeff Wilson, I loved what I saw out of him in the offense. Move the ball. Defense needs to figure it out. Justin Fields is an insane athlete. You'd think our fucking DC would be like, hey,
Yeah.
let's stop running man coverage and run a little bit of zone here and put a spy on him. If anything is wrong with the Dolphins right now, it's the defense. But I like coming up against Jacoby Brissett this week, and then we have the Texans the week after that. I like our odds in both of those games for sure, with a bye coming up to hopefully get healthy. I think if Tua plays all of our games, we're maybe talking undefeated or 8-1 right now. I think he beats the Jets, and I think he was playing well against the Bengals. He had like a $170 in a quarter and a half. He's playing well. I mean, we only lost to the Vikings by 8 with Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater. The team itself is very solid. I'm very happy with where our team's at. It's fun to watch us play this year. Finally, number 3, I have Dallas. Love their defense. Like what their offense is going to do with Dak Prescott. And Tony Pollard looks like a stud. Him, obviously, I already knew he was a stud. I wanted him on the Dolphins last year. Want him again, please. Tony Pollard's a beast. At 2, I have Kansas City.
Yeah.
Not in my honorable mention. Sorry about that, everybody. And then Philly at 1.
Yeah.
So that's how I wrap mine up. Philly, Kansas City, Dallas, Miami, Buffalo, and then Baltimore and the Jets right there.
I think now we should make Nate argue why Kansas City is 2 since you argued.
Yeah. Why are they 2?
All right.
Why are they 2?
They just beat the 5-2 Tennessee Titans at home. Yeah, it was only by 3, but they won the fucking game. Mahomes threw for 446.
I'd say
I mean,
those don't really
he
count
only
when
scored 20
points.
points. Yeah,
I mean,
but he threw for 446.
Offense is
You know,
winning
they
other
won.
times.
They went into San Francisco a week ago and won by 20 points.
Yeah.
That's an impressive win.
That is.
They're winning the games in front of them. They're 6-2. It's Patrick Mahomes. The offense will figure it out. Travis Kelce will continue to get 10 catches and 100 yards a game. He's a beast. Bless you.
Thank you.
Kansas City's number 2 team right now. A loss would have dropped them out of my top 5 for sure. But we'll keep them at 2 for this week, and we'll see what happens in week 10. Dick for that. What's
So-
yours?
My just missed. I got 4 teams, but we pretty much all touched on them. Jets, Tennessee. That's no one.
Yeah, that's fair. They were in. They were. I just wanted to
Yeah,
stop
I
there
mean,
too.
they kept it close with Kansas City. And Derrick Henry's a freak. Seattle and Baltimore all right there. They all could be 7
top
because
5.
I can't lie. I have 6 in my. I wrote 1 through 6 for my ranking just because I can't leave Miami out. but I can't leave Minnesota. Like Minnesota.
I know. I struggled with that too. I have so many erase marks.
So I got 6 Miami. Offense does look absolutely unstoppable. Too is great over the middle. Just those receivers, he hits them, and good luck. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek. Yeah, just good luck. They're both going crazy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Tyreek gets the yards, Waddle gets the touchdowns. Yeah, and Tyreek had a good touchdown this week.
Yeah.
4, I did drop the Buffalo Bills to 4 from 2 for me. The injury with Allen, he's not ruled out this week, but he hasn't practiced, and it's getting later and later in the week.
And he's throwing elbow.
Yeah, exactly. They want him in the playoffs when it matters, not week 10. You know what I mean? Right. Week 10 is important, but the playoff games are way more important. So he might sit a couple weeks. Number 3, I have Dallas. They didn't play, but they moved up for me, but that's because the Bills dropped. But Dallas' offense is just looking like a well-oiled machine, especially if they get OBJ, which I think that would be a huge signing for Dallas. Go get a guy that can be across TV. And I think that is a must. And Jerry's trying to get it. That's how much I love. Their defense is insane. Defensive line, Michael Parsons. Good luck. Yeah. Number 2, I've got Kansas City. Obviously, with Bills dropping, Kansas City just goes up to 2 for me. Mahomes. He's an MVP of the league every year if they wanted. He could be getting the award every single year, but it won't be him every year. But he could be. That's how good he is. He's getting the LeBron treatment in the NFL. And number 1's Philly, just undefeated. Can't take him down there, especially when everyone else has 2 losses. And Minnesota does have 1. But they keep it close in the fourth quarter, which is the only reason not higher for me, which is scary. But Philly, though.
So did you have Minnesota at 5?
Yeah, I did. I put Minnesota at 5, right ahead of Miami, just because. The defense, the head-to-head, and Miami's defense. Not that the passing defense is a little bit suspect, and I mean, the Bears' offense is interesting for any team that plays them, just because they're so weird and Fields can scramble at any single play. But he had some good throws in that game as well, which is where he struggled in the past. But he had some really nice throws against the Dolphins. One for a touchdown to Mooney.
Yeah.
And
great ball, honestly.
Yeah, the touchdown to Cole Kmet, the second one, I want to say. It was quick. That's what I loved about it, because his backside pressure was getting there. Yeah. And I've seen Fields stand there and hold the ball, but he's getting rid of it quicker, which was what you love to see. But doing it against Miami's defense just to keep the game close, that was huge. That's why I also dropped Miami. The Bears are a team that's going to lose a lot of games, but their offense is going to keep them.
Moving the ball.
But so I had to drop Miami a little bit, but I mean, it's basically the same.
I was impressed by the Bears' offense. I said it during the game we were watching. I was like, they're like Justin Fields. I don't know why they weren't doing this all year.
Yeah, no,
he's a supreme athlete.
The fact that he's not getting treated like Lamar.
Right. He's a very similar skill set.
He needs to be in that offense like Lamar, Jalen.
No, seriously.
Yes, that's the offense they should run.
And hopefully that's what it is.
And every single year, his passing ability will improve. His ability to read defense will be better. His arm will continue to be good.
But what is great right now? His athleticism.
Yeah, use them.
Use them. That play.
Like your guys' offensive line is not the best. Design rollouts. And honestly, that game was. I thought that game. I was nervous all day. I had a bad feeling we were going to lose that game, and I was going to cry all day. Fortunately, we didn't. But that fourth down pass went right through the receiver's hands. That's got to be caught. You can talk all day about missed calls here, missed calls there, but at the end of the day, on that fourth down play for a first down, you get that first down, the game continues.
I will say the league has came out and said that Eddie Jackson play was not a penalty. Mm-hmm. That was the drive prior. The Dolphins didn't score on it or anything, but it took up more time. But still, there was no points. And they did say Claypool's was a flag as well. Yeah, sure. But you have that at the end of the day, what made me what you're talking about now, the fourth down play, Alex Brown, former Bear, he's like a Bear post game analyst guy. Mm-hmm. He didn't bring up the call. He brought up the drop because you can't change the call.
Right.
It is trash. It sucks that they missed one, but the Saints in the playoffs against the Rams, they missed one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Look, it happens to teams. You know what I mean? You got to catch the ball on fourth down. And but still, Bears offense does look like they're figuring out.
I mean, the last 3 weeks they scored.
No, exactly.
Which is about 30 points a week.
Going ahead, I mean, you got the Lions, which is statistically, like you said, the worst defense in history.
Ever.
Yeah, I know. We get Lane in there. Yeah, no.
True.
Yeah, which is sickening. Rodgers looked lost. A couple of those throws, man. It's like, what are you doing?
He's like 5. Why are you throwing to David Bakhtiari in the end zone?
So brilliant. They call it timeout as well before the play, and then draw up 1st and goal or 4th and goal.
Yeah,
first and goal. You don't know that shit on 1st and goal.
Aiden Hutchinson, go blue. What a play. I mean,
Yeah.
that was
True,
just,
great
still, though,
pick.
I will say if Rodgers had a better throw, he
Touchdown.
was wide.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, that's that's 5 yards underthrown. That's better.
Rodgers
Like Josh
had
Allen
3
said.
interceptions, not where the ball was snapped, but where the ball was picked off inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's like, oh man.
I will say it made me feel a lot better about our performance and should feel about your guys' performance the week before because everyone was like, oh, it's the fucking Lions. They stink. Everyone scores. And then
Yeah.
Rodgers goes in there and throws 3 picks and sucks a dick against them.
Yeah, that was crazy. I
Yeah.
mean,
That
I
was
know
a
we joked about it
surprising
with Boone, but, like, they have decisions to make.
Yeah,
because
they have some tough.
Is Rodgers coming back? Is he retiring? If not, we got to figure out, look, why is Rodgers playing it for 3-8, 3-9?
Right. What's the point?
4-8 even. Like, why is he playing so?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not making
I understand
playoffs.
you're paying a bunch of money, but at that point, we should see what we have in our backup quarterback. Like, we're not doing anything.
Yeah, 100%.
That money's getting spent no matter what. Like, you can't take that money
It
back
was
now.
actually,
Put it on the bench.
it's funny, it was a Barstool, like, TikTok, but they were talking about how, like, Rodgers has too much, like, he like, is too aware of everything now. Instead, like, just to be, like, think about Tom Brady. Like, dude doesn't have the, like, understanding around him to realize his marriage is failing.
Right.
But because he wants to play football that bad, and Rodgers, he's taking the teas, he's opening his mind.
Right.
Well, now you got too much going on.
Yeah,
He's
way
not
too
thinking.
much.
He's not just a killer anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. It's showing on the field a little bit,
Yeah,
lucky though. But,
Yeah, it is. He's taking a
Rodgers,
step
his
back.
head is not.
No,
his head and heart's not in it.
No,
The same way it
100%.
was.
No, 100%.
He used to be a killer.
Yeah.
Like I used to be
ultimate
terrified. If I was up by 4 with 2 minutes
Oh
left.
God.
Yeah, he's
I'd be
gonna be-
terrified.
he's
I've seen Rodgers throw 7 touchdowns in a half against the
Yeah.
Bears. Like, and, I mean, that's not Rodgers. That's not what he is anymore.
Yeah. Our game against them on Christmas Day had me really nervous, and I am not afraid
No.
of the Packers anymore.
No,
Like,
I
I'm
would
chalking
not.
that one up as a win. Knock on wood.
No, seriously.
They don't fear. I don't fear the Packers. You guys should not fear the Packers
No.
this weekend. Your defense is gonna feast.
I got some stats though to back up why I do fear the
Oh my God!
But
I'm gonna
before-
classically take them.
I am. But, going back to Fields before we completely move on, like at least his athleticism, at least on television, like that's the fastest I've ever seen him move.
He was
I was like,
flying.
is he this fast all the time?
Yeah.
Or is he just
Why are we
Tyreek
not
Hill even
running the
propped him
ball?
up.
Yeah, Terry Hill said he
That
looked bad.
61-yard run. That was
Where the
just.
left
I mean, he had
tackle
a
held.
jump fake. Yeah, true.
But hey, again, it is what it's
hold it
for.
back or just a little
Yeah,
bit?
Yeah,
hold
it's perfect. It's a perfect
Yeah, no,
play fake,
seriously.
and then he's gone.
When you
Yeah,
put
that's
up
impressive.
178 rushing yards,
Yeah.
most ever by a quarterback in a regular season
And-
game.
And there was a couple plays where he had like more yards rushing, and they like called it back to holding. So he
Right.
could have like set
Could have
the
gone
goal
for 200,
record.
right?
No,
He
yeah,
was
but
going nuts, man.
I'll take it. What I love though is he had 3 passing touchdowns
Yeah.
as well. Like,
Yeah.
like the yards aren't there, that's true,
Yeah.
but the yards aren't there for a lot of
That's
quarterbacks
okay.
this year.
That's okay.
Yeah. And my thing is, you can rush for 178. Why aren't you?
Would do it. Do it. If it works, do it. Yep.
Mhm.
There were many plays where we had a spy and he just was faster.
No, yeah, seriously, it's
He's
just
just
like a
faster.
spy. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, if you don't tackle him, he's making
gone.
the next guy miss.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a supreme
Each week.
athlete.
Yeah, each week he's
You want to see him
getting better,
continue to
which,
grow,
thank
and
God.
they did
Thank
include
God.
Claypool in the offense a lot. I saw him doing some things.
No, seriously, I texted it, and it's
He
it
already
was
is
a joke,
doing more.
but the Bayless Jones, the
Yeah.
fact that the Bears threw the ball deep more than they have all year,
Yeah.
and it's strictly because of Claypool. I mean, they were all to Claypool as well, and it's like that's what this guy's going to bring. Just the fact that we can even do that is huge.
Yeah.
Going to draw some flags because he drew one
Yeah,
earlier
he
in the
did.
game.
Yep.
Yeah.
he sure did. Yeah. For a first drive, I think.
No, seriously, yeah, first drive. It's like I love that first drive. He's on the team. We
Already
throw
going.
deep shots.
Yeah.
Like that's what you need
Like
to
there
do.
we go.
Yeah.
Now we know we got a
I
guy.
mean, at
He's
the end of the
gonna-
day,
that rapport with him and Fields is gonna get better.
I
Bears-
said it.
Bears offense is gonna be good the rest of the way.
if the Bears lose every single game like that, I'm gonna be granted.
Yeah, that's a-okay.
Like I know
That's
it's
A-okay.
like I see like the refs and stuff, but like if you
Sure.
can say like, oh screw the refs, it's then not our offense put up 7 points over a
Right.
whole
Yeah.
quarter. Like that's
Right.
you love
You
that.
said
Let me
something
lose
to look
every
forward
game.
to.
Yeah, lose every game by 4.
Yep.
Please.
Yep, that's
please.
fine. As long as you
Yeah.
put up the points, we're good.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Well, continuing that point too, like he lost by 3 on a block punt touchdown.
No, I was gonna say
Yeah,
the same
so
thing. Like,
yeah,
I obviously don't want to
touchdown,
pull all
yeah.
these excuses, but it's like there was a block punt, and
Yeah.
the Bears only
Return.
lost by 3.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the first block punt in Gill's career, first one of the year, obviously for the Bears. But I mean, like, stuff happens in the game, and
Right.
obviously it
Right.
changes the points. But that's
There's
That's
no
true.
moral wins, but that's
No.
as close as you can get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no,
just
I will
about-
say feel
feel
bad
good
for the
about
players because there's going to be about 17 weeks where it's been like, oh, it's okay that we like
It's okay
had
that
a
we
weird
lost.
season,
Right,
and it's
right.
like, yeah, I'm sure they get tired of hearing it.
They just
but-
want to win. They
Yeah.
don't care how close they were to win. Like
Some of
Field
these
said, he's
guys-
tired. Like
yeah.
Field said a couple of weeks ago, he's like, I'm tired of almost winning.
Yeah,
like, to
almost
win,
being there, getting
almost
told
being that we're right here,
right
we're right there,
I'm
but
sure
never
that
coming
does
across.
suck, but it's like they got to realize it is true.
It
You're
is true,
growing,
right
yeah,
there.
you're growing,
Young
and
team.
we have
Yeah.
a bunch of cats.
We
We'll
got a
see.
bunch of cats
We'll
today.
see.
This could be an interesting offseason for the Bears. We'll see
Yeah,
what
it
they
is.
do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if I said this in the group or not, or I might have said this to another Bears fan friend of mine. I said, I'm glad we played you guys this year
No,
and not
seriously.
next year.
And
I'm
I
glad we played you guys this year.
another thing is, man, I hope the Lions need a couple more wins. Let Bears get that 4th place schedule next year. Just a better chance to perform because you got a weaker schedule.
I'll talk to them. They'll get
it. They're trying. They beat the fucking Packers. Might get 4th place in the division.
Oh my God, that's what
they might be last in the division.
Yeah, to think that the Bears and Packers
Rodgers with a good 1st-round pick and a 4th place schedule next year.
Yeah. Yeah, but are they gonna take a wide receiver?
Yeah, they're gonna pick a fucking deal.
They're gonna take it.
Yeah, no, seriously, Will Anderson to the Packers.
That'd be hilarious. He's a stud. Yeah, and you guys are gonna spend a lot of gas space.
Yeah, I know.
So those are our power rankings. A lot of extra conversation going on. We haven't been able to talk football all week. It's good to get here and talk it. So let's just go ahead and jump right into our picks. Right? Am I missing anything?
No.
All right. Okay. All right. It is Wednesday night while we're making our game picks. So any injuries that happen as we go forward, please forgive us if our picks are wrong because we don't know if someone's going to be out on Sunday right now. Yeah, someone's going to be out of the game on Sunday. We'll find out as the week goes on. But we will talk about the game that's on tomorrow night, a game that I said was kind of a shitter, but Sage brought up a good point. It's kind of game of the week a couple weeks ago, maybe a game of the year candidate. We've got the Atlanta Falcons traveling to the Carolina Panthers. Falcons are -3 on the road. I'm going to start us with this one because I don't want to start us that often, and I feel comfortable starting with this one. Ooh, I don't. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I don't love it. If Baker Mayfield's the starting quarterback.
He's not.
PJ Walker.
I'm telling you, we're going to see Darnold soon enough.
Yeah, he didn't just get activated?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, and I love home division dogs. Oh, why isn't Baker starting? He looked good. He had 3 tuds.
They saw what PJ did last time.
Let you know off camera.
Let you know off camera. Okay, cool. You know what? Fuck it. Give me Carolina. Plus the 3 points at home. PJ will get benched again.
He will.
And Baker will come in, throw his tuds, and backdoor cover it for me like a champ. Bobby's on the Falcons, -3. Sage, what you got?
I'm going Atlanta.
Yeah, that's fair. They cover all the time.
They constantly cover, but also I really just think Atlanta's gonna win this game. Like I don't think Carolina.
They're in competition for the division. Carolina sucks. Atlanta's in competition.
Everyone's in competition for the division.
True, that division
division sucks.
Yeah, true.
No, I'm ready to put a fork in all of Carolina. I don't think they have a shot to make the playoffs. I think the Falcons do. I think the Falcons can hang around with the Bucs and Saints, but it's the Panthers just have a different feel to them where they just feel so unorganized. Where the Falcons at least have a game plan.
Yeah,
and they're gonna follow that game plan. But if something goes wrong for Carolina, they're immediately derailing.
Yeah, no, seriously.
So that's what I see for him. I think I have more faith in Mariota than Darnold, Baker, or PJ Walker.
Yeah.
Which
I agree.
Is kind of wild, especially if you said that a year ago.
No, seriously, that was not even playing. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm rolling with Atlanta. I think we'll get a lead and kind of run the ball to a 17-14 win.
Yeah. And the spread has changed. It's -2.5. I will say I would take Atlanta -2.5. I'm gonna stick to my guns and I'm not gonna be a bitch. I'll take Carolina plus the 2.5 if we change it. But I'm gonna stick with 3 because that's what I've written down. I'm rolling with it. Carolina plus 3. You got Falcons. Colin, what you got?
I'm taking the Falcons as well. Cordell Patterson's back. Panthers just gave up 241 rushing yards to the Bengals.
Yeah.
It's tough. I know it's a home division game, so likely they're going to play much better. They had a 37-34 loss a couple of weeks ago. They should have lost that game by 7 if DJ Moore doesn't get or by 6.
Yeah.
Right.
If DJ Moore doesn't get the Hail Mary there at the end. Falcons are tied for the division lead, whereas Carolina's 2-7. So I like Atlanta to be a little hungrier.
I hope Falcons win the division so bad.
Yeah,
I hope so bad. That'd be awesome. Addison, what you got in this one?
I'm gonna run with Atlanta as well. Rushing attack is just too different. I mean, is it Algier? Yeah, he's a monster as well.
But Patterson's playing. Patterson probably.
Patterson, they literally have a trio. Really, they do. Their running backs can just be interchanged. Patterson is back. I love that. He's just a touchdown machine. Thank God I need him for fantasy. 5-0 to 5-4. Yes. But Atlanta -3. Carolina is just falling apart, and you can't say, "Hey, tank guys," but the owners are going to be happy when Carolina loses because they want that high pick.
Yeah, they do.
So give me Atlanta -3.
Oh, 5-5. You were 5-0. You said it's gonna be 5-5 after you lose to Kills and Bits this week.
Speaking of fantasy, before we continue on our picks, I needed 1.1 points from Lamar to win my matchup. Gets 13 rushing yards, and my defense drops 2 points.
No.
On 13 yards rushing, so it must have been like the yards.
Yeah, you just crossed the threshold.
So I lost by 1.8 points.
Who'd you lose to?
Chief.
Fuck.
That's a huge L too. Because
God damn.
That's an L for the league. He's
Yeah,
at first.
7-2.
Yeah, I'm so sick of him. He can't be in the league next year.
Dude, if he wins again.
I'm gonna be devastated. if he
And
wins
from a
three in
chance to
row.
be 4 and 5 with a chance to tie for like that 6th
Playoff
final
spot. Right, I'm holding
down
on to it
3
right
and
now by a
6.
thread.
Down
Yeah,
3
I'm
and 6,
out.
so
I'm out.
done.
He's just falling way down.
And this
Sage
is
is 2 and 7.
this would be the first time I've ever missed the playoffs in this league.
Yes.
I've never missed it.
Oh man,
man.
hey, season's not done.
No, it ain't.
It is
Season's not
me.
done. It might be for Sage. He
It
hasn't
is
scored
for
1,000
me.
points
I
yet.
love it.
Yes. All right, so we've got me alone on Carolina, and I really hate that. Honestly, I don't have any faith. But it's Thursday. Thursday
No,
games get
true.
weird.
Oh, yeah, they do.
You just blindly bet the under.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
going to be a shit can game.
bingo. I don't know what it is, but
The last time it was 37-34.
That's true.
Next up, 8:30 a.m. in Germany. First ever German football game. Kind of
So
fun.
excited.
We've got Seattle traveling to Tampa Bay. The Bucks -3. Colin, start us off. What you got?
All right, so I'm taking the Seahawks to win their 5th straight game. I'm taking them to win. I don't want the +3.
Yeah, they're
I'm
gonna
taking
money
them
line
Yeah.
to win that game.
They've won 4 straight. They're 6-3 record and against the spread this year, so they've covered in every single game.
Yeah, that they've won. Right, you said 6-3.
Yeah, they're 6-3 against the spread as well, so they might have covered while they lost.
Oh, true.
Let's see what else do I have written down here. Seahawks are 2nd in points per game offensively, whereas Tampa's 24th. They can't move the ball. And in games this season where Tampa is 3-point or higher favorites, they're 1-3-1 against the spread. Wow. With the one push coming this past week. I already said Seattle 6-3 against the spread. Yeah, Seahawks +3.
Yeah, Tom Brady made the greatest mistake of his entire fucking life coming back to
Yeah.
play football this year.
Yes, he did.
He could have taken $10 million a year from Fox just to commentate on one game a week and then go home.
Wasn't it more?
It was probably more. It's
It's like
like more.
$500 million for 10 years.
No, seriously, it was a fat
50 million a year. You gotta be kidding me. Just offer me a
Jeez.
tenth of that. And I'm
Yeah.
in, dude.
No, seriously.
Give me $20 a day and I'll call a football game. I don't give a shit.
No, seriously.
All right, Colin's on Seattle. Sage, what you got?
I'm
I know
going-
you're on Seattle.
Going with my third favorite team.
Yeah, I know you are.
The Seattle Seahawks with Pete Carroll leading the way.
Yeah.
I fucking love this team so much. And this is like a Pete Carroll fever dream to have
Yeah,
this
it is.
kind of team.
Yeah, it is.
Just defense, running the ball,
Yeah.
a quarterback that is like, just don't make mistakes.
Right, right. But he came out today and said, well, we have a quarterback that actually calls the plays on the wristband.
Russ
Doesn't
wouldn't
just go-
even wear one.
Right, Russ wasn't even wearing exactly. Russ
Yeah.
wasn't even wearing one with the plays, and Gino is, and he said that he's like, finally he'll listen to us and
This
just go by what we
team
say.
reminded me a lot of when they drafted Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
When they drafted
That's
Russell
true.
Wilson, and Geno Smith looks like that. Like, just not making a lot of mistakes.
No,
He's not
seriously.
throwing for fucking 400 yards.
No, but
But-
he's winning.
He doesn't miss throws. And
The most impressive thing I saw from Geno Smith was last week. He threw a pick six, and it looked like he was kind of getting a little rattled. Came back through 2 touchdowns after that.
Battled right back.
And that is exactly what I wanted to see from Geno Smith, because he never really saw that when he was with the Jets and the Giants and wherever else he's been. Like, he's making leaps.
Yeah,
And
he
he's
is.
been doing it behind the scenes for years, just trying to get
Just getting
better.
back there.
And he finally gets to showcase it, and this is what we got.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe this starts a trend where we see a few backups
Yeah.
come back
Yeah,
out
chances.
of the woodworks
Yeah.
and say like, "Hey, what have you guys been working on?"
Right, right.
Mhm.
I kind of hope that happens. I don't think any of them are going to be as successful as
Doing
Geno
what
Smith,
he's doing, right.
but I love him to death. And little side note: there's a small chance Kenneth Walker might miss this game because he doesn't have a passport.
Oh shit.
What?
They'll figure that out.
They've got to
Yeah.
figure that out.
I mean, dude, sometimes that shit takes a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can. That keeps
I think you can get an emergency passport, but
Yeah.
a little fun tidbit.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
I mean, you got to imagine like the soccer players over in Europe, like they always are going to other countries for games.
Yeah.
They
Right.
have to have a quick ability.
Well,
to
everyone
get
in
one.
Europe has a passport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If
also,
you
what,
want to go to like the size of a state.
50 miles. Yeah.
what I'm wondering is when the schedule come out, when do you know you're playing?
How do you
Yeah.
not have the
Right.
passport? Go
Seriously.
get it.
You're offensive player of the year.
Right.
Offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive
Offensive
rookie
rookie of the year.
of the year.
I'm like, that's
Huh.
a huge law. I want my pick contingent on if he's going or not.
That's huge if he doesn't play because he is a beast. I mean, 7 touchdowns, 600 yards on 111 carries. That's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
absolutely. He was not getting love before the season either.
No,
No,
no.
he wasn't, man.
I wanted to draft
He
him.
was so good last year, Michigan.
He's so good. I
He's
want to
still
say he played at
beat
community.
Michigan.
I want to say he
Yeah,
played
he
at
did.
community college first too. Like he was a
He did.
nobody. Yeah, came out of nowhere and just has been stud. I want to be weird and take the Bucks, but I'm not. Spoiler, not going to. The Bucks, according to ESPN analytics, they're 83.1% chance to win the game.
Yeah,
That's
right.
crazy
Yeah,
to me. Geno Smith on 100 less, 115 less pass attempts, has 200 less yards than Brady, 5 more touchdowns. Geno Smith has outplayed Tom Brady in every facet of the game this year. He's on pace for 30 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Fantastic year. Kenneth White, it is important that Kenneth Walker is or isn't playing. I will say that. But give me Seattle plus the points. You kidding me? They're the better team.
Yeah.
They're the better team. I can't.
I don't know how. Because it's not like this is a home field.
No, there's no home. It's a
No,
home. It's a
it's
home
in
game
Germany.
for the Bucks. But yeah, it's a neutral site, and in a neutral site, give me the Seahawks and the better team. They also have the best rookie class. Like the Jets can say we have a really good rookie class.
Yeah.
Tariq Woolen in the 5th round, top 5 defensive rookie this year.
He's
And then,
a guy. He's a guy.
Kenneth Walker, obviously. Like they've got 2 top 3 rookies on each side of the ball. It's impressive what they're doing. So yeah, go and give me Seattle on the
And
points.
they have, what was that lineman they drafted? It's like they have 2
Both are
tackles.
Both are
Both are
tackles.
tackles.
That's pretty
Arnold
starting.
Starting.
Cross. I don't know
Yep,
his first name.
Charles Cross out of Texas A&M.
Charles Cross.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was their
yeah,
first round
yeah.
pick. Yeah, he's I don't know the other one.
Bob is on.
Bob is on Seattle as well.
Looks like a clean sweeping.
Yeah, I
mean,
should.
Clean sweep for the underdog.
One
Yeah.
thing Tampa Bay, I mean, Brady, it's not like he has experience going to London. You know, I mean, they're not sending over the Patriots in Brady's prime. So I can't say this for sure, but this might be his first time going over.
Well, Giselle's German, so I'm sure he's been to Germany.
Oh, yeah,
Tom
but I
Brady
meant, like-
revenge game. I'm changing my pick.
I just
meant, like,
all of Germany.
for the week of football.
Okay, I got
So it's not like it's something Brady like has an advantage over, even though he's been in the league like 20 years.
Right, there's no advantage.
It's gonna be an interesting game when you look at the London games. The favorites win. I mean, the favorite normally just wins outright. But Seattle +3, we've all been saying it. Their offense looks too good. Defense is on fire. I mean, their receivers it's a damn good duo over there. And Lockett is the man. They score points, and like you said, the pick 6 had me worried last week, but then Geno bounces right back, and they take a commanding lead.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want? What else do you want from him? He faces a little bit of adversity, and he just bounces right back immediately. Seattle, I love it, man. They're a surprise team, and I said at the beginning of the year, if you go back to the pods, like I probably said they were going to be a top 3 pick. You know, I'm
Yeah,
trashing
we
all
did.
the
We
time.
totally
Yeah.
said that. We
And
definitely
these
said
guys
that.
will have a chance to go 7-3 and beat Brady. And I mean, at the end of the day, Brady took a not a miracle, but a 40-second no timeout.
A miracle for them this
Yeah,
year.
drive down the field and a 3rd-string tight end that he's getting a rapport with, this Catan guy or whatever. And it's like, I'm combining his name. But I like the Seahawks a lot. I like the Seahawks a lot. Getting them +3, especially with the points. You can take a money line. I'll take them +3 though.
Yeah, I'll
Just
take
in
them. I'll
case.
take the points. Thank you.
Yeah,
Get
thanks.
the
We'll
jersey
go-
ready.
We'll go clean sweep.
He fucking wins MVP. I said
Get
it.
the
I will
jersey
do it. I will
ready.
seriously buy a
If he
Geno
make
Smith
it, if he
jersey.
makes the Pro Bowl.
Dude,
No, because he totally will. He
What's
totally
crazy
will.
is he gonna win comeback player over Saquon?
That's gonna be
Like,
close.
Geno was down and out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, he bounced between
Probably
the Giants, the Chargers, Seahawks, like Jets. You couldn't get rid of him quick enough. Like, I mean,
I think there's another player later on that we'll talk about that might be coming up on that comeback player of the year. So we'll see what happens.
I love it.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to just in order of here. These are all new games. Next new game, we've got probably arguably the best game of the week based on schedule or like records and everything.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings traveling to Buffalo. Buffalo -3.5. That line will certainly change depending on what happens with Josh Allen.
Yep.
My pick will not change. I'm taking the Vikings plus the 3.5. Allen, even healthy, like I said earlier on the podcast, last 6 quarters of football, he has thrown 0 touchdowns and he's thrown 4 interceptions. I don't know what's going on with that. It was against the Packers, who have been beaten by everybody apparently.
I will say those Packers interceptions are like stupid. Like
Yeah, he was
throws
just
at the
trying to do
ground,
stupid
and it's
shit.
but it still matters though
Mhm.
because that's what you get. That's what's in your
Well, I mean,
mind.
did you see the first pick he threw it was on the first drive against the Jets? It was a terrible
Yeah,
throw.
yeah.
He threw it damn near right to the corner. I don't know what's up with that. And now he's dealing with this elbow injury.
That's scary.
If Case Keenum plays, I mean, this game could get ugly. Maybe. I don't think the Vikings are that good. I think they're solid.
I don't think they're what the record shows.
No,
like,
I mean,
you
I
are
guess
what
it-
your record is, but I
Yes.
don't think
No,
they
I
are as
agree.
good as that.
Their record is good, but they've had times where they just stop scoring.
Yeah,
That's scary.
yeah, exactly.
And you can't stop scoring with the weapons you have.
No, with Justin
No,
Jefferson.
the weapons they have, their offense should be doing what the
Yeah.
Cowboys did against the Bears first 4 drives. Touchdown,
They should
touchdown,
do that
touchdown,
every
touchdown.
week.
Yes, they
No,
should.
seriously, it
They
should
really
be
should.
against every team.
The
Like,
fact
come
that
on.
they only scored 17 points against the
Commanders.
Commanders?
What was it 20? Yeah,
20,
the game was
17.
made it
That's
20,
right,
that's right.
17-7 at one point. But yeah, no, like it's and Justin Jefferson. I understand touchdowns. It's a fluctuating number every year. There's gonna be years you have 12, and then a year you have 3. Yeah, like Tyreek. Look at him. All the yards, he's got 2 touchdowns, three touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But to think that Justin Jefferson now has what, 2? I think he has 2 now because he had 1 last
I think
week.
he has 2. Because he only had 1 and
yeah,
1.
exactly. You got to get him scoring more. The fact that
he has 3 as well.
So he does have 3.
So he has 3.
So no, but still, did he have 2 last week?
Yeah, he must have had 2.
I don't know if he did or not. Either way, that's a low number for Jefferson to be scoring. If you think about how open he is all the time, the amount of targets he gets, throws just coming his way, and he does steal a lot of touchdowns though too. Dalvin Cook does because they get around the 1 yard. How do you not though? Give it to Dalvin
Last
Cook.
week he had a nice receiver.
That was a really good catch.
That was
That was a
really
really
nice.
good catch.
Right
A dime. Like Kirk.
Gave me a chance to
Kirk
dynasty
Duggins.
league.
Yeah.
Kirk Duggins. But yeah, give me the Vikings plus. I love the hook of 3.5 as well. I'm always a fan of that. And Josh Allen's hurt, man. He's hurt, and he got beat up by the Jets, and the Vikings are a better team than the Jets.
Yeah, they are.
Even though the Bills are home, give me the Vikings. Sage.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Vikings too. Like you said, that's a good hook, but also the Vikings have just capitalized on injury, on the lesser opponent,
really
stuff
have.
like that. So if Josh Allen is out, I mean, I'd take them over Case Keenum.
Definitely.
Even though Case Keenum revenge game, very exciting storyline.
True.
He's gonna have a Minneapolis miracle and make me eat my words. Never mind, it's in Buffalo.
No,
All right.
Minneapolis miracle. But he could have a Buffalo miracle.
Right. Buffalo
big play.
It's gonna be a Buffalo blowout.
Buffalo
No,
blowout.
Buffalo blowout for Case Keenum.
He's gonna fucking blow out his pants. He's gonna get shit on.
I am a little worried. The Minnesota Vikings don't have many corners to cover these receivers, so I think Case Keenum could have a little bit of a way with that. But again, like running game, I think they're going to need against Minnesota just because Minnesota
Don't have one.
Yeah, they don't have one. They're trading for people and they're drafting people, and it doesn't
Not
work.
working.
They're going for a specific running back every time too.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just not working.
Yeah.
They're trying to go for the smaller pass catcher.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is what we need for our offense.
We'll say Naheem Hines. Maybe Naheem Hines break
We'll
everything.
see.
We'll see.
Maybe.
And I will say the Bills may opt, like if you're the Buffalo Bills right now, you're 6-2 on the season. You look at your next 3 games: Lions, Bears, and Vikings this week. Do you opt for caution and say, okay, we think the back half of our schedule, we can win enough games with Case Keenum to get ourselves in position to be in the playoffs, and then all bets are off and we get Josh Allen back healthy?
Yeah.
I think I'd probably sit him. What do you have to prove? I mean, you guys they're 6-2. Worst case scenario, they rest them 3 games, they lose all 3 games. They're still 6-5. Still in a position to at least make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And with Josh Allen back, they can beat any team in the league.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they rest him at least once.
And I think they think they can beat the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah,
I think every team thinks they can
win.
Yeah.
because the Minnesota Vikings, like you said, they haven't blown anyone
No,
out.
they really haven't.
Everyone's pretty much covered against them. So
Yeah, one game they tried it was the Bears, and then the Bears came back and had it. They took the lead.
Lost by 7. Yeah, 7 game.
Maybe the Packers week 1. What was that final score?
Yeah, that might have been their only
I think that
game.
was a little bit of a blowout.
23-7.
That was it,
Yeah.
though. I mean, it took a long time to get that 23.
And they beat the Lions by 4, Saints by 3, Bears by 7, Dolphins by 8 with our third string quarterback
They need to get the ball in Jefferson's hands more.
all the time. All the time.
Seriously.
That goes to every team.
He is third in the NFL in receiving yards, I think.
But that's what's crazy.
Or second
He
or
hits all this, but there are times where he does
He
disappear
disappears.
mid-game too.
Yeah.
Because I hate to bring up the Bears over and over, but it's like he had 110 yards, and everyone was like, maybe even more than that first half. Yeah, and then it's like he had 1 catch for 3 yards.
Didn't do
second half.
anything.
And it's like that is a little bit of an adjustment by the Bears, but still, how does he disappear
Right,
for a
you
whole
can't-
half?
Well, I don't know why
disappear
he's
for
not
that
getting
bit.
even more opportunities with the ball, like give him some jet
Seriously.
sweeps.
Right?
Seriously,
He
man.
had
That
that ball in
more
his
like
hand.
his first 2
He's
years.
a playmaker.
Yeah.
Exactly. If he has the ball in his hands, there's a chance for something to happen. So
Every single time.
that's every team too. I feel like every team does that. Every
Yeah.
team but the Dolphins with Hill, because they're like, we know we need to give the ball to Hill to fucking win.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
they do, and
it
they're
works.
winning.
And it's
And
working.
hey,
Yeah.
I mean, he's on pace for 2,085 receiving yards this year.
He's gonna
great.
he's gonna
That's
break 2 grand.
crazy. Yeah,
I think
that's
he will.
crazy.
I think he will.
I'm excited for him. I hope he does it.
I think that's
Hope he does it.
I've enjoyed that.
Mhm.
So Sage on Vikings. Colin,
Yes, sir.
where are you at?
I'm on Minnesota as well in this game. They're coming at 7-1, and people are still questioning if they're legitimate.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people.
I'm questioning that.
Yeah.
Like we brought up the Lions game, they should have lost to the Lions. They could have lost to the Saints. The Will Lutz double
Yeah.
doink.
Double
Yeah.
doink.
Dolphins without Tua. We go on. Their second half offense is abysmal. I don't know what
So
happens.
bad.
Like, I don't know
So
if they're
bad.
so good at scripting that
Yeah,
the
no,
first half
seriously.
they're just rolling, and then when
All
the
of a
adjustments are
sudden,
made.
Fall apart.
Josh Allen is more likely not to play. Case Keenum, Stephon Diggs. That Minnesota connection is rebirthed in Buffalo against Minnesota.
Hey, that'd be great.
That's
That's kind
gonna
of
be
a
an
fun
awesome
storyline.
headline.
Mhm.
Yeah, storyline.
If Josh Allen doesn't play, that'd be kind of fun.
And then I think it's going to be a lower scoring game than a lot of people think.
Mhm.
Buffalo's defense is still really
Still
good.
very good. And Trey White will be back any game. I don't know if he's back this week.
Minnesota's front is pretty good, but I don't know about their back end. But it's Case Keenum more than likely.
Yeah.
I like the Vikings to cover this number, if not just win outright, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll take the 3.5 though.
Okay.
For the record.
Right.
Bob is on
Minnesota as well.
I'm gonna go with the Bills minus
Okay.
3.5.
Sure.
I think the line
I don't
moving
hate
that
that.
much does confirm that Allen is out. Like if
I think so too. I think they know something.
If they drop it that
I
hard,
mean, 5 points.
Yeah, that's
in the last like
huge.
36
unless Allen like demands to play, which again, like you're bringing up Nate, I don't even think with Keenum they're in trouble against the Lions or Bears. You know, I mean maybe Bears offense, but I don't know. Bill's defense is really good. That's where I think the crutch is, but we'll see. Like you brought up, Colin, Minnesota connection with Keenum and Diggs. Diggs at least has a rapport with that guy, and the fact that that is the case could be scary just because Stephon Diggs is the top 3 receiver in the league. And Buffalo is big. And this is a game I feel like the Minnesota Vikings lose, bring them back down just a little bit to reality. 3.5 is scary because of the hook, but give me the home team, 3.5 Bills, even with Keenum.
All right, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see what they do. If they had Mitch Trubisky as a backup, I think I'd be more inclined to take him. Quite honestly.
I don't know.
I don't know. Keenum did go to NFC Championship game.
True.
See, I played once. I
got
played
blown
an
out.
Xbox Live Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 OG Modern Warfare 2 game with Case Keenum.
What?
On top. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, man, I gotta get off. Got practice or something tomorrow, and
Is
then
that Houston?
yeah, and Glenn Hardesty, shout out Glenn. He straight up was like, "Oh, what do you mean practice?" He's like, "Oh, football practice," and he's like, "Yeah, I play college." He's like, "I'm Houston's quarterback." You don't have to believe me, but Case Keenum, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was real quiet.
Case
I
Keenum.
got real quiet on the mic because I was like,
Dude, Hammer is an absolute weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. Because who's thinking? Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Who's saying
Who's
that?
fanboying
Who's
an
saying
American
this?
conference
Yeah.
quarterback?
I will say it was around the time he was getting Heisman buzz back in the day in
He was like
college.
5,000.
So
Really good.
yeah, so maybe, but I was like, so give me Case
Next
Keenum,
Keenum
my
Smith right
boy, my old teamate Case.
Yeah.
Give me him cover
My old
3.5.
You guys have literally shared blood,
Come on.
sweat, and tears
Come
together.
on. Let's go.
That's awesome.
Let's move on to the next one. Big NFC North matchup here. We've got the Detroit Lions, Sage's team, traveling to the Chicago
It's
Bears.
rivalry week.
As
We didn't
it's
know.
like a rivalry, damn near a rivalry week. Bears are -3 right now. I don't think that spread has changed.
No, it's
Nope, still
3,
Bears
but-
-3. I will say Bobby is on Bears -3. I am on Bears -3 as well.
I'm gonna.
You want to go ahead
Yeah,
first? You wanna
I'm
go
gonna
first?
also ride with Bears -3. I think offense is rolling right now.
Rolling.
Detroit Lions offense most likely will score as well. They have a 2-headed monster in the backfield, and the Bears just
Small wins gets every
they
touchdown.
really can't stop
Yeah, they're
anybody.
gonna get to the 2.
I will say they did have some big stops late in the game against the Miami Dolphins to give them a chance to stay in that and give them a chance to compete at the end. So that was promising. But before that, though, I mean, it's just third down. Every third down, I'm just waiting for a stop. It just never happens.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
convert. I will say,
Yeah.
Tua on third down is
Oh my.
argue like statistically the greatest third down quarterback of all time right
Yeah,
now.
he seriously was balling, and it was pissing me off. But that's just what's going to be every single week, most likely for the Bears, where the defense is just going to get slashed the whole way down the field, and the offense has got to keep up. But I will say Detroit's offense, being as trash as it is, I'm going to throw my outrageous take out there because there's an involvement of this Bears football game. First outtake for the Bears, Justin Fields is going to have his first 300-yard football passing yards game. He hasn't done it yet. He got 285 last year at the end of the year, which was close. But 300 yards passing for Justin Fields and 3 TDs in the air. Again, that's my outrageous take.
303.
303.
How many picks?
I'm going to go 0
Ooh,
because
0.
he's
Big
kept
boy
the
game.
ball. I will say that one play, that was
Where
bad.
X
That was a
picked him out.
bad throw. And
When X picked him off.
Mhm, that was a
Call
bad throw.
Holding call that.
Yeah.
And
Hey, oh, it was. But there was holding on the offense as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's tough. Tough call. Refs were all over the place.
yeah, as I say, if we're talking about calls,
Right, yeah, oh, yeah, no, I have no
Literally
complaints.
put
I
some
have
in field goal
no
range to
complaints.
tie and Cairo's money within 30, and that was it. I mean, dude's he's taking him to prom pick, and the ref says
No.
no
Play
flag.
on.
That is a classic awkward, like,
Yeah,
it was.
like,
It really was.
you don't want to rub up on your dates. You're like,
Yeah, no,
You know,
yeah,
extra
keeping the
forward.
pelvis back. Keeping
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pelvis back.
100%.
Pelvis back. Chest
No,
out.
but I think it was Mitch's he couldn't wait to play Detroit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the
They're a
game
get-right
to
team.
get
They're a
exactly.
get-right team.
And we were saying that last week though for Green
Apparently
Bay,
not
but
Green
that's
Bay,
how
though.
bad Green Bay
They can't
is.
get right.
I think that's as bad how
You
that
can only
shows them.
get right if you have the talent. They don't have
No,
the
yeah,
talent to get right.
seriously.
I'll
But
never
I'm
watch
expecting
it
a
again.
big week passing from Justin Fields.
I love it.
300 yards.
300
I
and
love it.
I think then Bears fans would that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, seriously. He has a game like that. Oh my, come on,
Started
man.
excited about the offseason.
Come on, man.
Then you don't have any more questions at quarterback.
No, seriously, and that's the
nice.
biggest one they've always had.
Man.
Yeah,
Nice.
biggest one they've always had.
All right, so me, Bobby, and Addison are all in the Bears -3 stage. What you got for us?
Oh,
we already
I'm
know.
going Bears -3.
Wow.
Hey,
Betting
I'm going
against
Bears
his team?
-3. I'm going against the Lions, and it's only because what the Bears have done on offense
Yeah,
recently,
they figured it out.
and how bad the Lions' defense
is
is.
so bad.
I just think the Lions are going to score their good 20, 26
seriously.
points.
Yes.
Not too worried about that, but I think the Bears are going to hang another 30,
Mhm.
maybe 35 on
Yeah.
them, and they're going to come away with this win. I really like the Bears. I like what they're doing. They're molding this offense finally.
I know.
Finally,
I
to
know,
what
right?
Justin Fields does.
Took them long enough.
I know. I don't understand how many. I kind of feel bad for all the quarterbacks that have been taken over the years, where they're labeled as busts.
They go to a system that doesn't give them a shot.
2 of the last
Exactly.
2 years
No,
with Brian
literally.
Flores as head coach.
So if you form the system around the quarterback instead of you draft a quarterback and you go, this is my
You
system.
need to figure out how to work
Yeah,
my
literally.
system.
Why are people doing this? It hasn't worked time and time again, and finally the Bears are figuring it out.
Right.
And it took them, granted, half the season to
Right.
do
Took
this.
them a while to figure
More
it out.
shit. More.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because last year,
Last year's different coach.
coach.
Right,
Still.
different coach.
Still
Well,
same
Eberflus
thing.
obviously
yeah.
brought his Colts mentality, like, hey, just drop back. You got a great offense because he's used to the Colts O-line, so you got time for these long developing pass plays.
Right.
The
Yeah,
Bears
yeah.
O-line is not the Colts
Yeah.
O-line of last year, not this year. Colts O-line stinks.
Yeah.
Thinking about the Colts stinks. Sorry, Bob. But yeah, he's adjusted. They've adjusted, and that's what you want to see.
What's gonna make
Don't get
you-
me wrong, still don't like your guys' offensive coordinator too much just
Yeah.
because of where he came from and
Yeah.
what he tried to force upon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you guys could make a change and get a Greg Roman type of guy in there, I think it'll make a world of difference. But right now they're doing what they can.
Yeah, they are.
And
They're putting
doing
up
a
points.
lot.
The Bears are just in a position to piss me off with a win because I'm going to be 4-6, and these teams are better than I thought in the year, but both have at times shown that they're not that good. Falcons, Jets.
Yeah.
It's like there's been a couple games, the Commanders game. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
we lost 12-7 because of a muffed
What
punt.
an ugly game.
The Giants game was ugly, 12-20, but it's like Danny Dimes had 2 rushing touchdowns. It's like, God damn it, the Bears are a couple of games away from in these next couple of games. You know, Lions and then Falcons, but
winnable.
yeah, and then the
Yeah.
Jets.
Winnable.
But still, they are 6-3. But
Wow.
still, it's like,
Blah.
I mean, and the Packers look bad, but it's like I'd rather just start losing these games.
No.
But
Yeah,
I still
no,
think they're
it's
gonna beat the
tough.
Lions,
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, no, it sucks
Okay.
looking back and going like if
I
these
know,
5
I
plays
know,
went
I
different,
know.
we would be above
Mhm.
500.
No, seriously.
Because I look back and I'm like, if these 5 plays went
Yeah.
You
different,
could be
we'd be
one
undefeated.
loss.
You
You
guys
guys
were
have
trailing
Yeah,
for
no,
14
literally.
seconds. You were
Yeah.
2-2.
right.
Yeah, that's sickening.
So I feel you.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay,
do.
we're not losing another game this season.
Ooh, was that an outrageous take?
Oh, that's a prediction. That's
Oh, baby.
not even a bold prediction.
I love
That's
it.
a prediction.
Fair.
I love
All
it.
right. Colin, right now, are you going to give us another clean sweep?
So I was looking at a lot of. I was doing my research earlier today.
Ooh,
Whenever
okay.
we push it to tonight, I was free this afternoon, so I was crunching some numbers.
Love it.
Come with facts and figures for you guys.
Facts and figures only. It's all we want.
A lot of the numbers I saw points towards Detroit in this game.
Really? Okay, let's hear it.
I'm gonna give you the most important
Mhm.
because that's the only one I put down, and so I didn't want to put too many notes on this little sheet.
Sure.
Detroit are 3-1-1 record wise this season. When? Oh wait, they're not even 3 wins this season.
Is it spread though? Because
Yeah,
they
Oh,
won
3-1-1. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
thank
okay.
you, because I forgot my notes here. So the 3-1-1 this season as a 3+ point underdog.
Okay,
So that must be
give them
against the
points.
spread.
Yeah, that's definitely
Yeah,
against
yeah,
the spread
okay,
because they're
sorry.
2-6.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
so
almost
they
too
cover.
smart for my own good.
So you're
Right.
saying when the
Um,
Lions get points?
They cover.
They cover, but not necessarily win.
Right.
And I put, however, strictly it's just an eye test game or like this matchup, and that's why I'm taking the Bears.
Oh baby, I love it.
Bears -3.
Because I don't care what the numbers were. Basically, my notes I have is I don't care what the numbers were saying earlier. My eye test is telling me
It's
the
telling you
Bears
the
are
Bears.
winning
Yes.
in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing with Detroit is Green Bay tried to give them that game so hard, and yet at the end of the day, Rodgers was throwing towards the end zone
With a chance.
with a chance
Yeah.
at the end of the game to win. I literally looked at it when they were down, what was it, 9, I think. And I said, oh, Green Bay is going to somehow win this game just because the Lions are going to choke. They kick a field goal, get the ball back. Sammy Watkins gets bumped inside. And Rodgers thinks he's going there, or bumped outside, excuse me, and then Sammy cut back inside, and Rodgers threw it outside.
Nobody.
And it's like Devontae's out there.
Devontae
knows, he's throwing it out here. But Sammy doesn't.
Yeah.
Loss.
I can't believe losing Devontae Adams has hurt them so much.
I mean, I can't lie.
If they had a number 2 at all.
No, seriously, that's true.
I mean, Alan Lazard's the number 1. I don't think so.
Like, it's like if AJ Brown goes down, they have Devontae Smith.
Right.
But
Yeah. All right, so a clean sweep, second clean sweep of the week here. We got all on the Bears. Yeah, I know.
it won't happen again.
I'll add on to your point, Nate.
Yes.
I didn't think losing Devontae Adams would be this bad for the Packers. And I didn't think adding him would do this little for the Raiders.
Yeah. Right, clearly.
Yes, because
what
they haven't done shit.
God, yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible.
So,
Devontae Adams had the week before this most recent week he went off. Right,
Yeah,
the first half, but then they still lost.
Mm-hmm.
But the week before they had 1 catch for 3 yards. I mean,
what's really funny is the guy who could have saved the Raiders is actually on the Packers.
I know
Rich
this.
Fascia.
Yeah.
Why did they not hire
Rich
Fascia? He literally came into a situation where
A disaster.
your star receiver literally
disaster.
killed somebody and is going to jail. You have other players getting gun charges, getting cut. It's like this guy comes in, straightens the ship. They made the playoffs.
And only lost to the Bengals by
beat
3.
the Chargers last week of the season in a must-win game.
Their playoffs started earlier.
Come on, man. And they let him walk. It's like they didn't even give him a shot. It's like this guy proved that he could be the head coach. The team bought
they'd be
in.
at least 500.
The team bought in. And McDaniel
Said they go with fucking Josh
Too
McDaniels.
cute.
God dang it. McDaniel will crawl back to New England, be an OC. It's what he should do. It's what he will do.
Yeah, no, it's just.
We'll go ahead and jump to our next AFC match. We've got the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Arrowhead and the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs minus 9.5. I'll start us. Bobby will start us. Bobby has the Chiefs minus 9.5. I have the Chiefs minus 9.5. They are just like Jacksonville sucks. They're terrible. Who did they just play this past week and lost?
They won. They were down 17 and came back.
Oh, it was the Raiders.
To win.
It was the fucking Raiders. Okay. Yeah.
17-0.
17 is still
nice little 27-3 run.
I think that's the 4th game the Raiders were up by.
Third
That game where they were up by at least 17.
And they've only lost 5 since the Raiders have started being a team.
I will say, and the Jaguars did
17-0.
lose to the Broncos. I don't love
And
that.
3 of them came this season.
9.5 is a lot of points, but I think the Chiefs kind of have something to prove after they cut it close against Tennessee. I think they're going to come out guns blazing. Give me the Chiefs minus 9.5. They're my number 2 team in my power rankings. They're beasts. I bet you they win by 10. 10-14 is what I would say they win by. We'll jump Sage. I bet he's got some interesting takes on this one. We'll go to you, Colin. What you got in this one?
I would take the Chiefs as well. Highest scoring offense in the league, over 30 points per game. However, this line does kind of reek
It's a lot of points.
because this season, in 8 games of the Chiefs being 9 or higher favorites. Oh, wait. Chiefs have only covered 3 of 8, being a 9 or higher.
Oh, Chiefs don't cover.
Yeah.
When the Chiefs are a big favorite, they
So they're
don't
3
cover.
and 5, being a 9-point favorite.
Yeah.
They've been 9-point favorites 8 times.
See, I don't believe that's sad either.
That's crazy.
That might be going back a couple, like
Might
a
be
year
going
even,
back,
because
yeah,
that's
that's true,
it
that's
is.
true,
Even
that's
when they had Hill too, they did not cover big numbers.
A lot of those backdoor covers, man.
Yeah.
Get ahead with the foot up against.
Yes, exactly. When you're up big.
Defense kind of, but Trevor Lawrence, I don't know if he's ever played at Arrowhead.
Yes.
Yeah,
Tough play to wall
tough place to
to
play.
That is. 9.5 is what we got.
Yeah, and me and Colin and Bobby are all on the Chiefs right now. Minus 9.5. Anything else to add, Colin, before I jump to Addison? Nothing? Addison, what you got in this one?
That is.
It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points.
I mean, and it's a lot of points. So I'm going to be taking the points with the Jags just because I took the points last week with the Titans and they
And
covered.
it worked out.
Chiefs just keep games close. You know what I mean? Their offense is very dynamic, but sometimes they don't score points. Like we said, Mahomes threw for basically 500 yards almost, and then dropped a 20 bomb.
20
you know what I
points,
mean? Field just throwing for 120, and they're fucking scoring
Dropping
35,
35, right?
32. But it's
32.
like, yeah, it's not But no, Jacksonville plus 9.5. It's just a lot of points.
There's a lot of points in the NFL. And the NFL's weird this year, man. It is very,
Yeah,
very
it
weird
is.
this year.
Jags offense,
I love
it's a big game. I mean, the Chiefs defense is decent, but it's nothing crazy to write home about. I think Trevor Lawrence could have a decent game. He needs to have one. The Jags 3-6, man. That's such an interesting year for the second year with Peterson coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, Lawrence has put up numbers. He's thrown for 2,000 yards. He's got 11 touchdowns, 6 picks. He's rushed for 3 touchdowns, I want to say, this year.
Yeah.
So he does have decent stats. Give me the Jags plus 9.5.
Okay. All right. I like it. Sage.
All right.
You concur with Addison?
Oh, you hear that? That is
Someone knocking?
the new comeback player of the year candidate coming in. Travis Etienne.
Okay. Knocking on the door.
Killing it.
Yeah, he is.
And I don't know if it counts because he did not play last season.
Right.
I mean,
I mean, it
I
should
think-
count.
I think
He was in the
counts.
NFL.
I was going to
It
say, I don't
counts.
think the NFL counts like the NBA.
Yeah,
He's not a rookie.
No, so they must
not a
have,
rookie.
yeah, he should
Yeah,
be a
exactly.
comeback player of the year candidate.
This man he's taken off.
He's
And he is
balling.
the reason
Yeah.
that they came back last week.
Oh, yeah.
Those 2 touchdowns, 100 yards, all that stuff. He's putting up those numbers weekly.
Yeah, he is.
Thank God.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nice.
You're
Really
thrilled.
sad that James.
Yeah, I
Brown's
can't
not
lie.
playing.
Not that I completely hated the draft pick, but I was questioning
Same.
it at the
First
time.
round
when
running
he
back,
took
I
it.
mean, those
First round
almost
running back was
never
late
work.
in the draft, later in the round. But I mean, Trevor Lawrence was a boy from Clemson.
Right.
But still, it's like he got hurt rookie year, and now it's like, dang, now this guy he missed the whole year. Like that's a serious injury. What's he gonna be? And
Who knows where they would be though if they maybe took an O lineman or
yeah,
something like that.
no,
instead.
but I love. I mean,
You know,
he is.
kept James Robinson.
He's explosive.
But
Etienne is
very fast.
explosive,
Loving
man.
Etienne right
Yeah,
now.
he's a monster.
And I'm really glad they have him, but also Christian Kirk is running great routes.
He is.
He's
Dude,
having a
he balled
great
out.
year.
At
They
the
bet on him.
end of the
They
day,
out.
I mean, not just us. I feel like it was the whole thing. Why'd they pay this guy the most money?
Right.
It's
They
like,
did pay him a
well,
lot of money.
At the end of
He's
the day,
been
the receiver
solid.
market resets all the time. They're getting ahead of the jump, and I mean, he's looked damn good. He's looked worth it. As
Right.
crazy as
Honestly,
At this
yeah.
point, he's on pace for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's a really good wide receiver year.
especially for
Good wide
Lawrence getting a weapon that
Right.
he can like learn to trust.
And
him.
if Ridley shows up next
Oh
season,
my God!
Yeah,
No, seriously,
that could be
good too.
good.
Good-
That could be a
good
good one
wide receiver
too.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kirk as a 2 could be really interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
seriously, that's
so
crazy.
that gets me excited, and that's why I'm rolling with the Jags this week.
might-
Rolling with those Jaguars.
I love it.
They came back 17-0 last
true.
week.
No, exactly.
Granted, Raiders.
Still,
I
but
get it.
Yeah, I like the
But
speed. I have to look
You
it up
you
real
made
fast.
those points about the Chiefs always letting it go at the end. Like
Really
they
did.
win games, but 9.5 points is a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot of points.
Also, going back to the ETN missing last year,
Yeah.
that might have been beneficial for him because he didn't have Urban Meyer fucking.
I know.
That's
Seriously,
right.
dude, Urban, man, he
True.
He dodged a
He
bullet.
looks like he's just a douche, man. Just looking at it, like
No.
everything that's
I
came
hate
out
him
about
on
him.
Fox Sports.
I watch him
do
doing
hate
college
him.
stuff. Yeah, he does the NFL stuff. I'm sitting there like, this guy is a fucking buffoon. Like, nobody in the NFL respects this guy. Yeah, he's like up there just straight face, looks pissed off. It's like, Urban, go home.
With his
Is your heart
transition
okay,
lenses.
Urban? If
His
it's not, go
transition
home.
lenses.
Like, come on.
What is our
Douche.
transition lenses? There's
Oh
no
my
way those
God.
are straight sunglasses.
I will say Raiders. That we're just kind of talking about the Raiders for just because they play this week. Do I need to say? I'll
Yeah,
save it.
they
I'll
do.
save it. Talk about the
After
Raiders
the
later.
Raiders
I'll
game.
talk about them later. Okay, so we've got a kind of good split here. 3 on the Chiefs and 2 on the Jags. I like that.
Alright.
9.5 is a lot of points. It'll be
That's
interesting.
why I like spreads too.
Same, because it's like
We're
we
all
all obviously go Chiefs money line,
Right.
Mhm.
more than likely.
Yeah, exactly.
But spreads are different. Next up, at the bottom of the page here, we've got Cleveland Browns traveling to your Miami Dolphins.
And it's
Dolphins.
at 12, so they're gonna be baking.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be 100 degrees on that sideline, fuckers. Dolphins minus 3.5 right now. I just checked the line again because if it was 3, I was gonna get really excited about it.
Yeah.
I'll go first. Honestly, I don't mind it. I'm obviously taking the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Minus the 3.5. Our offense should be able to move the ball pretty handily against the Raiders. Their defense is falling apart. They just released their first-round pick, Jonathan Abrams, who was their starting strong safety.
Y'all are playing the Browns though.
Thank
I
you.
think he was just picked up by the Packers.
Packers, he was.
Oh,
he was.
damn it! Did they really?
Yep.
Mhm. Yep.
I don't know. Sorry, I was on the Raiders
waves.
page. That's
I
my
know
fault.
the waves.
Browns have a good defense. I will say that for them, but I don't think Jacoby Brissett is going to ball out in Miami. I'm not afraid of Jacoby Brissett. Nick Chubb can run the ball, but before the Bears game, we were 3rd in NFL rushing defense. Like you had said on the pod, they give up 100 yards a game. Somehow that's 3rd in the NFL.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
really good for the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
The NFL this season is
Dude,
so
they're not-
weird.
Yeah, it is
We
so
went back to
weird.
1980.
No, seriously.
year.
Dude,
Yeah.
what's up with the passing stats? You look at the rushing stats, it's like, no, you're not joking. It's like,
Well,
what the hell is
This
happening?
is like the least fantasy points as well
Yeah,
in a
it's
year
crazy.
for like 20
Yeah.
years. Like
Yeah.
Honestly,
that.
I mean,
Lower scoring games kind of.
you hate to say it, but it's like the product sort of stinks. Like what the NFL
Yeah.
tries to push is this.
Tagovailoa, who has 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He doesn't get hurt. I'm telling you, we're at least
He does
63.
have a
We're at
noodle.
least
He
8-1.
does have a noodle.
What? If he actually sets into it, that throw has a zip on it.
Oh, he can do any intermediate throw with zip. But there was a play the Dolphins had. open.
Well, but the problem, you saw he threw it. You
True.
try to get more air on it and
True.
drop it in the bucket. And
That's
he underthrew
true.
that.
I
think
don't think I'm not saying he has like the worst arm in the league, but I do think it's funny because it's like guys got to take like 6 trail hops to try to hit Tyreek and try. But Tyreek's also the fastest player in the league.
Well, I mean, and you've seen how many highlights of Tyreek catching.
Would
a
you
punt
rather
from
have?
Mahomes.
I was gonna say, would you rather have Tyreek catch the ball or not? At
Yeah.
the end of the day, he's catching the damn ball, and you can't overthrow Tyreek Hill.
You can't. You honest to God can't. You can't.
Like no matter what, he's gonna be there.
There are times where Tua throws it and Tyreek's 5 yards off of his route, and he is like just burning by it. He's just the fastest person.
Oh God, yeah.
Like what Tyreek Hill does on the field of play in pads and helmets, I don't think we've ever seen anybody faster than him.
No, you have no.
Like,
Honestly,
no way.
surprised he hasn't slowed down.
No, that's the thing. Where is he gonna take? Where is he gonna lose a step? Dude,
Yeah.
it's 30.
He's 28.
Yeah, I mean,
But still,
that's
get
getting
there,
there.
get
It's
there,
like,
get
there.
and
He's been
he's
28 for like
used,
5 years.
He's been getting
Like-
used over and over. I would say this about
28 to
Tua.
30.
You don't have to. He literally lives over the middle.
Tua
He just
does,
darts.
and he does lead the NFL in yards per attempt. At
Yeah,
nine.
he
He's
does-
number 1 in
he
the
does.
NFL in yards per
It
attempt.
literally pisses me off.
300
Yeah.
yard, 3 touchdown yard. Like you were talking about being excited for Justin Fields going over 300. Tua's done it back-to-back weeks
He literally
with no picks.
has answered every single
question.
question, shut up every single doubter.
I agree.
Like I would say, if you're one thing, so you can't throw the ball 60 yards on a
Don't
dot
have to,
laser.
man.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
do
have
not
to.
have to because all you gotta do is get Tyreek the ball.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be a 60-yard air catch. You just give him the
Just put
ball
it
and
in
he's getting
fucking hands.
25 yards every single play.
Right, there's a reason he's expected to go over 2,000
Yeah,
receiving
and it's
yards.
because Tua just
Just
doesn't
puts the
miss
ball
it.
in his hands.
You guys have Hill on an extension?
Yeah, we signed him to 5 years.
You did?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say you
4
got-
years, 120 million
Yeah, no,
extension
that's-
on top of this year.
God,
I'd love
Waddle's
to
on a
see-
rookie deal.
While still on his rookie deal, yeah.
I do love to see the growth in Tua though, because
Same, it feels good.
especially when it's guys shitting on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
And it's just like, oh no, actually, no, I am.
Oh wait,
What
I have a coach who
happens,
isn't
yeah.
tearing me down and trying
Yeah.
to trade me and get rid of me.
Every
and
single
people
play.
around me,
Yeah,
right.
I don't get benched. If
I
I'm
don't have
not
co-offensive
200 yards. Dude,
coordinators
That's so bad. They
trying to
literally
argue
had 2
plays.
offensive coordinators last
And
year.
ran the
That's a
play
joke.
through the quarterback coach who then gave it. It's like, oh my God, what are we doing?
No, yeah, that's
We have a head coach who's smart as
You
fuck.
don't
I will
expect
say.
anyone to succeed in that.
No,
No,
yeah,
you can't. I will say McDaniel knows what he's doing.
Must.
That dude is smart.
I
Like,
love that.
even
yeah.
against the Vikings with Teddy Bridgewater, who came in when Skylar Thompson got hurt. Teddy Bridgewater threw for 330 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He had 2 picks.
Tua
but-
has said injury schminjury in
Yep.
college. You guys are not complaining. I mean, at the end of the day, like Justin Herbert, Tua talk will always be there,
Yes,
but like
it will
you
be.
can't
I'll take the winner.
argue that Tua is worth. Like, there's no argument. What has Justin Herbert done? I mean, he's looked good, but
Has
what has
made
he
the
done?
playoffs.
Right? They made the playoffs, so it's like
And I will take and I mean, if you just look at their numbers this year, Tua's missed more games than Herbert. I don't think Herbert's missed any games, but Tua's got 2,000 yards. Herbert's got 2,250.
Yeah.
Tua's
No.
got 15 touchdowns and 3 picks. Herbert's got 13 to 5.
yeah,
And
Tua
then,
is.
I'll take it. I'll
He's
take
literally
Tua right
answering
now.
every question, and it's just like that's big, man. The one thing that sucks is literally Josh Allen. It's like you guys go from Brady to
Right.
another elite quarterback.
Now
This
Josh
could literally have
Allen's
been
elite.
Tua's division on lock, and now he's got to fucking grind every year. But he's able to do it, and he's proven it,
Beat
man.
him
I
once
love
this
it.
year.
I love
Undefeated against Belichick. Beat Allen this year. I like it. It's good.
Mhm.
It's fun to watch football this year for me.
Yeah,
Finally.
and that's a dub.
Finally. I like our head coach, even if our quarterback isn't
Mhm.
playing.
It's better when your team's winning.
Yes, it's
It's
so
just-
much
it's just
better.
better
Football's
when
so
your
much
team's
more
winning.
fun to watch when your team is
Hurts even more in the playoffs, though. when they lose.
Yeah,
True,
I'm sure.
but-
I'm sure.
I mean, hey, I'd rather
I'd
lose in the
experience
Super
that
Bowl.
this
I'd rather be
year.
the Bills. In the
I'd
90s.
rather have loved and lost than never
I'd
loved at
rather
all.
be the Bills in the 90s losing four
Yeah, four
straight
straight
than
Super
not
Bowls.
making
Yeah.
one of those. You know what I mean?
As the only person here that's been alive to watch their team win a Super Bowl.
But it feels pretty fucking good.
Oh, guys,
Uh-huh.
you don't even. I've cried.
I would
I've
have
cried
cried.
during games.
It was the Cubs, but you know,
Yeah.
I you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I never thought that shit was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
Long story short, Dolphins minus 3.5. Me and Bobby are both on that. I'll jump to you, Sage. What you got for me?
Yeah, fuck the Browns.
Yeah,
Always.
fuck the Browns.
Fuck the Browns. Rolling with the Dolphins. My 6th best team.
Yeah, hey, I'll take top 6.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
No, the Dolphins are rolling, and especially I feel like the Browns have a good roster,
Mhm.
and they're not putting it together as much as I thought they would. Especially, I guess they did against the Bengals, but I think I take that with a grain of salt.
With the Jamar Chase. And
Yeah,
they did just lose 38-15 to the Patriots 2 weeks ago.
right. There's so many things to factor in, especially like divisional games.
Mhm.
This game right here, they're in Miami, which Cleveland, I don't
Gonna
expect
be
them to
hot.
travel well.
No,
Jacoby Brissett's guaranteed to throw 2 picks, probably, most
Mhm.
likely.
love that.
Yeah, so I don't have much faith with them coming back with just a run game unless they get Amari Cooper involved, which they won't for some reason.
No,
So yeah, I'm rolling with the Dolphins.
I like it. Colin, what you got for me?
Couple more numbers against the spread.
Uh-huh.
9 games this year. Dolphins are 3-6 against the spread.
Oh, yeah.
0-3 when a 3.5 or higher point
We
favorite.
don't cover. We just win. We don't cover.
Whereas Browns 5-3 against the spread, 1-0 as a 3.5 point or greater underdog. so they haven't been really that big of an underdog.
3.5. I hate that hook.
The hook's scary, but like the Bears game, this is another eye test kind of pick. It's the Dolphins are rolling. The Browns are going to be running the ball. Okay, enjoy that 120-degree bench.
Yeah, that's Nick Chubb. Yeah. How long can
There's
you
one
go?
play that can do is probably Chubb. It's a freak.
Insane.
But
I always say this every week, but dude, he had a nasty injury in college. Like his knee was destroyed, like bad, and he still does this.
Well, Derrick Henry. I mean, someone asked Derrick Henry this week. They said, "Hey, how's the best running back in the NFL doing?" Like talking to Derrick Henry, trying to be funny, and Derrick Henry's like, "I'm not Nick Chubb." Like that was his response was, "I'm not Nick Chubb." So I don't know how he's doing.
I mean, his anytime touchdown has to be like minus 250.
Oh yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly.
He's got 10 touchdowns through 8 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that time taking Miami.
Yeah.
Just eye test.
Yeah,
I don't care about the numbers.
I just was loving all on Tua, and I'm taking the Browns. Maybe Browns plus 3.5. I only think the Browns D line, like you said, Tua hasn't been sacked last 2 weeks. I think that changes this week. Miles Garrett is very, very good.
He does rush off that left side, so it'll be him and Armstead. That'll be a fun match to watch. Him versus Armstead.
I think he's gonna Vecna Tua. You know what I mean? Stranger Things. He dressed up for him for Halloween. He came. It was a pretty impressive costume, but
Miles Garrett did that.
He
goes all out for Halloween every year.
All out. I mean, he straight up
I think last year
it looked
you see his house. We're in the graveyard.
that was cool.
The gravestones.
That was awesome. But I think I go back and look at the Browns' schedule, and obviously it's easy to do this for every team, but the Jets game was a total choke. Like that is a really bad
hardcore choke.
They have a loss against the Falcons by 3 in Atlanta. They have a loss against the Chargers by 2 in Cleveland. So this team has kept it close at times, and I think they're better than their record. And I hate to say that, like when Deshaun Watson comes back, watch out because Jacoby Brissett, he holds him back in a way. He's done decent, but Deshaun Watson, if he's playing well, I mean, obviously that's weeks to come still, but I've always, since the start of the year, I've been high on the Browns. Their defense just does it for me, and Miami's pass defense, Jacoby Brissett is nothing special, but I think he'll be able to play almost mistake-free football, but just because he won't be asked to do too much with the running game. In Miami is huge, I will say. The weather, it does impact it, but 3.5 with the hook and everybody else on Miami, I got to ride the Browns.
Yeah, I respect it. I think you bet against us almost every week.
I do bet against
and that's okay. Hey, if we don't, I don't care if we don't fucking cover.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly. That's
the
pick for the win. 3.5.
I'll concede the pick for the win.
If it was money line,
different story.
Because
I'll concede the spread for the win.
I love Colin's stats over there. Obviously, each week is different, but it's like there are patterns for a reason. You know.
And I say this about the Browns a lot. They're a team that if they get ahead, they're built to play with a lead. They're not built to come back when they're losing. They're built to play with the lead like they got against the Bengals.
No, they're not. And I will say, this is coming off of a bye for them now. Or were they the Thursday night?
No, they played Monday night against the Bengals when they were off this past weekend.
Okay, yeah.
They're coming off a bye.
Yeah, coming off a bye. I think that's a big.
Both teams' injury reports for the day that I just saw are pretty small, honestly. We're expected to be pretty much full strength. Minus Byron Jones, they're expected to be pretty close to full strength. I saw Myles Garrett didn't practice today, and neither did Amari Cooper. Probably vet rest, though. So I expect to see both of them on the field. Both teams are going to be at relatively full strength.
Yeah, 3.5.
2 weeks till Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he's coming. And my thing is he's been in the facility for, I think, another like 2
Yeah, because he only had to miss 6 weeks.
Yeah, and then
I'm not entirely worried about Deshaun Watson, though.
No, he did look dookie in the preseason, but
I'm interested to see how he looks on the field.
It's preseason, but it's also 2.5 years.
That's true. He has sat out of football for a long time.
Like, how long did it take before people were like, Colin can't come back because he's been out of the league so long?
No, that's true. I will say, I think the Browns have almost done what they've wanted. They don't want to be 8-2 with Watson coming back.
Because that makes it a tough decision.
Because then what happens if he struggles?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If they do have a bad record, and if they lose this game, they're gonna be 3-7. And
they play the Bills next.
Yeah, exactly. And if Josh Allen, does come back, like even not, like that's good luck. You're talking about 3-8, or 3-6, 3-7. You want Watson to come in that, and then hopefully he gets wins. If not, you guys have a good draft pick, and Watson played a couple games, knocked the rust off from years, and then he's your quarterback next year.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Well, it's going to be interesting to see if he looks good.
Yeah,
he looked terrible in the
Everyone's going to look good because his first game back is against the Texans.
True. Yeah, I love that. I mean, just perfect.
I love that,
time.
but I also is it in Houston?
That's a good question.
Yes, it is in Houston.
That crowd is going to be insane.
Yes, it is.
I'll get tickets right now. Who's coming?
Honestly, though.
I would, man. There will be.
I will say my Dynasty League does kind of ride on Watson playing well coming back.
true.
Especially with Stafford doing the concussion protocol this week.
I saw that, and he goes to concussion protocol midweek. Like that's
Why is
like that's weird.
Still at home.
All right. Speaking of the Houston Texans, our next game here as we keep the show rolling is the Houston Texans traveling to the New York Football Giants. Giants -4.5 is the current spread. Bobby is on the Giants -4.5. I'm going to go ahead and go with Addison first.
I'm gonna ride Giants 4.5 as well, -4.5. I think they're coming off a bye as well.
Yeah, they are.
Houston, a good game against Philly, with some trips of the fumble, missed field goal, got a little closer than it could have been. G-Men they have 6 wins, I want to say, and they're right there with Dallas in the division, trying to chase Philly. It's a big game. 4.5 is not enough points for me to be scared of Houston. You know what I mean? If it was like 6.5, we're talking maybe a touchdown. But this is a game the New York Giants can win by a touchdown. I think. So yeah, give me the Giants. Yeah, especially at home.
Yeah, I am also going to take the Giants on this one. Just not necessarily because I believe in the Giants. I didn't have them on my top. I noticed none of us had them in our top 7 or 8 teams. Even though they're 6-3 or 6-2,
6-2 off the bye.
Coming off a bye, but they are definitely better than the Houston Texans, who are 32nd in my power rankings.
Yeah, definitely.
They are a terrible football team. They will be drafting a quarterback number 1 overall, because Davis Mills, while he showed some flashes last year, he's not that guy.
Yeah.
No,
he'll be a good backup in 5 years.
Yeah, seriously. He'll make a nice career as a backup quarterback that you hope you don't ever see play a game for your team. Yep. So give me the Giants. Sage, where you at?
Yeah, I'm also going to roll with the Giants. I don't know if I would roll with them any other week. I am such a Giants. I don't believe
No,
I don't believe them either.
I really think they remind me a lot of the Bengals last year, where a lot of things are just falling their way. Yeah. They're piling up the wins in the right times, but they're 28th in offense.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like you're not putting up the points you want. They're 9th in defense, which is great for them, but I think they're just an opportunistic team that takes care of turnovers, and they capitalize on what they need to do.
You look at the game against Seattle; they had 2 muffed punts and they lost. You know what I mean? Because they don't, like you said, they don't score. So if the defense gets put in a position where they have a turnover or something like that, that's not good. That's not good.
So Sage on Giants -4.5.
Just because Houston
stinks.
God, they're
worst team in the league. Worst team in the league.
100%. Put a fork in them.
They do stink.
Yeah, Colin, who are you taking on this one?
What's it? 4.5?
4.5.
I'm gonna go Houston 4.5. I think Lovie Smith gets the boys ready to play.
With his one hard nip.
One hard nip.
Yeah,
one hard nip.
Gray ass beard. With his wax bald ass head. 4.5. I mean, over under is 41. I see this being a low scoring game. Sloppy game.
Yeah, 27-24.
Damian Pierce has another great week.
Yeah.
I'm taking Houston. I'll be by myself.
All right, I like that. Good call. Next up, we've got a real. God dang it! Some of these games really suck. New Orleans Saints traveling to Pittsburgh. New Orleans Saints are favored in this game, -2.5. I hate the Saints. I don't think I'll ever take the Saints, even though I really think Pittsburgh sucks too. I don't think Pittsburgh good. TJ Watt's back. I don't know if it's officially official, but everything I'm hearing from Pittsburgh fans and everything I'm seeing on social media is that JJ Watt is going to play. You're going to give them, TJ, thank you. You're going to give the Steelers points at home.
Yeah, off the bye.
Bye, coming back, getting healthier. I am going to take the Steelers and the points plus the 2.5 for sure here. Bobby is also on the Steelers.
I can't lie. I'm also on the Steelers with you at 2.5. I can't. If they lose this game, this might. I hate to think that Tomlin having 1 year could potentially give.
You're my Tomlin.
I don't care about the season. Don't care about if you think you have a chance for the playoffs. You don't. But you can't lose to New Orleans at home off the bye. I really think that this could potentially not going to get Tomlin fired, but it'll just get the question started, and that's not what he wants. I think Pittsburgh
needs to win this game for sure. Sage, I know Pittsburgh Steelers are one of your favorite teams. Who are you going with in this one?
Yeah, you're funny.
Yeah,
no, I'm rolling with New Orleans in this game, and only because I think Pittsburgh is my second to last.
Yeah, they're really bad. They're really bad.
I saw a stat today, and I can't stop thinking about it. If I made you guess, what do you think the longest touchdown the Steelers have had all season?
Well, now that I know you're asking me this question, I'm going to guess like 15 yards, maybe 20.
If you had to think like 30 yards.
Yeah, 20 or 30 yards.
No, I'm saying like 19.
Yeah? What if I told you it was 8 yards?
Oh, baby, that's gross.
That was their longest touchdown all season.
8 yards.
That's disgusting.
so bad.
So if they can't get inside the 10, they're not scoring a
No, they're not
touchdown.
scoring.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And
man.
with those linebackers, I think they're going to come
Playbook.
back mad after last week.
Yeah.
They could have stopped Kenyon Drake, and I think Drake right now might be better than Najee Harris.
Dude, what
Najee Harris
just happened to him? That video where he catches the ball like in the flat, and
Yep.
the first down is 3 yards
Right there.
away. He just jukes side to
Starts
side
dancing.
twice. No first down.
Yeah.
Dude, if people bring it up, Alabama running back, I hope Najee isn't that just because he's a good personality.
Right,
You know,
right.
Yeah,
he's
he's a
out
great
there.
guy.
But, dude, that's suspect when
big
you,
decline.
there's videos you make holes really bad. It's like your vision's not there. You're good because you're at Alabama and you've got 7 hogs in front of you every time you run. Your 5 linemen, your 2 tight ends.
Yep.
They're all hogs. It makes you a better running back.
I love that.
Buffet boys.
You know what I mean?
The
It's,
hogs.
Buffet boys.
Buffet boys.
no, seriously though, but that's. I hope he's not a bust. 'Cause
Same, that'd be
he's,
offending.
man.
It's not
I wanted it.
Shout out Matt Gassman for taking him and fantasy
Fifth
fifth
overall.
overall.
Yeah, nice call, Matt.
Mhm.
Shout out, G.
Shout out, G. Love that choice, pal. Okay, so Sage on the Saints. Colin, who are you going with?
I'm going Saints as well.
Wow.
Oh.
Strictly because a nice little system I like is a team gets their ass beat on prime time, and so I
That's
was
fair.
like, oh, this team
They
stinks.
bounce back.
Bengals 2 weeks ago, what was it, 25-0 to the
Wrecked by the Browns.
before
Yeah.
they finally
Joe Mixon
scored.
took that personally.
Yeah,
And we're all
And
saying
they're 35
Panthers.
at
Yeah.
So I'll take the Saints. They're fringe top 10 offensive in a lot of stats, whereas Pittsburgh is bottom 5 in a lot of offensive stats.
They're terrible.
TJ Watt coming back is big for them. Probably their best player.
Oh yeah, best
game
player.
changer
Yeah, definitely.
on their team.
Yeah.
But I'll take the Saints. I know it's ugly.
The Steelers did just get flexed out of Sunday night on the 20th.
I love it.
Yeah, or Sunday night,
Now
flexed them right out of there. It was
Chiefs
them-
Chargers?
Yeah, now it's Chiefs Chargers,
Yeah.
I think. It was Bengals Steelers. He said, nah, get that shit
Yeah,
out of our face.
Part
Thank
of
God.
my notes here just says do not bet.
Yeah,
Because
avoid.
I'm not betting this game.
Avoid. No. Okay, so we got a good split here again, 3-2. I love it.
Right.
Next up, we've got the Denver Broncos traveling to Tennessee. Tennessee -3 as of right now.
Oh,
Bobby's on Tennessee. I am going to take Tennessee at home. They just went toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs, who are arguably the best team in the AFC.
Yep.
I don't think the Broncos are any fucking good at all. They just shipped off Bradley Chubb, who was their second best defensive player behind Patrick Surtain, in my opinion. I just don't see
They
them.
shipped off, I think, over the trade deadline, another edge rusher, too. But
Did they? I know they had that Browning guy who's been solid this
Yeah.
year, but he's not Bradley
they're not
Chubb.
working with much.
Yeah. Give me the Titans -3 all day long. Sage, what you got? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll roll with the Titans, too. Like you said, they just went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs with Malik Willis completing 5 passes.
yeah, seriously.
God, I mean, Mike Vrabel's doing a hell of a coaching job, and he does every year. He
Yeah, he
finds a
does.
way to win. He knows what to do. He knows how to use Henry.
Yeah, he does.
Jesus.
And you know what? I think I could probably be the coach of the Titans.
Yeah, call it plays. Yeah, no.
I remember, what was it, like the first year of the pandemic, he had the mask that goes, keep calm and just hand the ball to Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And he's never stopped
No.
living that.
Yeah, it
Uh,
works, man.
When Derrick Henry finally breaks down or retires, whichever one comes first, uh,
I'm assuming the breakdown because why would you retire if you're not broke
True.
down?
I don't know, just to save yourself the embarrassment.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, whichever one comes first, I'll be interested to see how Vrabel does after that.
Yeah, I agreed.
But for right now, I think the Titans are going to take care of business against just this lackluster of a team in Denver.
Mm-hmm. No, that's ugly.
I mean, even last year, didn't Henry miss a game in LA against the Rams? The Titans still won, or was that Tannehill that missed the game? I think that was Henry that missed.
I think it was
Might
Henry.
be,
He missed
yeah.
he missed
Yeah.
like 5 weeks last week.
Yeah, last year he was hurt. Yeah.
Or last year, yeah.
Yeah.
It's on his
Last
foot,
year.
right? Yeah. And then he comes back, hasn't
Yeah.
played in 2 months, and plays in the playoff game, rushing for 100 yards or something. It's like, yeah, what the fuck? Yeah.
He's an alien.
Mm-hmm. I can't lie, though.
Henry.
I love all
Yeah,
this,
alien.
but I'm taking Denver +3. They won in London, come back with a bye that they chose. And I can't lie, after the win, KJ Hamilton jumping on Russell Wilson's back. Team looks a little bit happier. And if you're winning, you know what? Broncos country, let's ride. I want to hear it. You know what I mean? You're all in on Russell Wilson acting his fool. But if you're losing, you don't want to hear it. But I can't lie, Tennessee, it's a question mark if Tannehill's going to play. But I think Denver's offense is figuring it out a little bit. The receivers are getting a little bit more chemistry with Russell Wilson. Off to a slow start for sure for the Broncos, but I can't lie. It was a London game, and it was ugly, and it took a late deep bomb to Judy. But I can't lie, maybe believe just a smidge more in the Broncos, and maybe it's not completely doomed for them for the future, but we'll see. I'm going to go Broncos +3 this week.
If this is prime time, who do you go with?
Good Lord.
This is
Go
prime
with a bullet
time.
to my dome.
Yeah.
Fucking
Go with a
Broncos
dark
out of
TV because
here.
I'm not fucking watching.
Yeah, that's a damn good cue. I mean, probably the Titans.
Yeah.
They look so bad in prime time.
The
But
Broncos are so good at prime time. They just keep getting them.
yeah,
Were you on Titans, Colin?
I haven't gone yet.
Oh, wow. Colin, who are you on here?
So, fun stat. Both teams' offenses and both teams' defenses average less than 20 points.
Good Lord.
So the Titans and Broncos don't average more than 20 points offensively scored, and they don't average
right.
more than 20 allowed on defense.
Both defensive ass teams. That makes
With that
fun
being
football to
said,
watch.
Tennessee is 6-2 against the spread. Broncos are 3-5.
Mm-hmm.
This just feels like a nice 16-13 Tennessee
Ugly.
win
Yeah.
on a big body bullet
Mhm.
walk-off field goal.
Oh, man.
So then, I mean, with Tennessee being -3, I mean, that'd be a push. So do you think Tennessee
Oh,
actually
it's
gets
3.
more? Yeah, it's
Okay.
3.
I have 2.5 on my notes here.
Oh, I
2
got
o'clock, FanDuel.
3 as of
So
right
people are
now.
hammering the Titans.
They are.
I'll take them 3, though.
You'll take them 3.
I'll
Let
take
me
a
just
push.
double check. If it's 2.5, I
No,
love
no,
that
no,
even
no.
more.
I will
You
say,
definitely looked it up more recently than
I think I just checked.
I was going to bring it up on the
I'll take my
Giants.
3.
Forgot. I think we're talking about Tennessee right now. Dude, the Giants, I want to know what their season looks like if they don't win that 2-point conversion
Yeah.
at that week 1 against Tennessee.
Yeah. The spread's actually right now Tennessee
Why is it
-2.
2? Is Tannehill not expected to play?
I don't know. Maybe it dropped because Malik Willis.
Sharp money's coming in
Yeah.
on the
I'm on the
Broncos.
Broncos +2
Yeah,
even
I'm on the
then.
Broncos.
Sure, I'm
All
sure.
right, I'm staying on the Titans -3. I'm
Say
not
2
afraid
makes
of
me
them.
feel better.
2 made me feel a
I'll
lot
take
better.
the 2.
Yeah,
I'll take the Broncos +2.
All right, we're switching it to -2. I love that.
Democracy
Titans
rules.
-2. Democracy rules. All right, let's go ahead to another great 3 o'clock game. Thank you, NFL, for these fucking winners we're getting at 3 o'clock.
God, last week was
Indianapolis.
awful.
Indianapolis Colts traveling to the Raiders, and the Raiders are -6. That's just enough points to make me not want to take them. Bobby is taking the Raiders -6.
Take them nothing to deserve 6 points.
Oh, God dang it. I think that who wants to go first? Because I really don't. Meeny, miny, sage.
Fuck.
I want to hear what Fade Brown's got to say before I make my pick.
Oh, there's nothing good to say about this
There's
game.
nothing good to
There's
say about this
nothing
game.
good. And you know what? Just for shits and giggles, because I have absolutely no faith in the Raiders. I'm going to go with the Indianapolis.
Just take the
+6.
points. Just take the
Jeff
points.
Saturday is going to come in there.
Hey, I
and
He's
love
going to
it.
save for
rally the
new
troops.
coaches'
I
first
would
games.
love it.
New coach's first game.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to get him at least hyped up enough to do something. He has Parks, right?
Yeah,
Parks
yeah.
calling plays.
Yeah. First time he's ever called plays in his life.
Hey, he's going to be unpredictable.
He's
That's
30
true.
years old.
That's
Unpredictable.
damn true.
There's no tape on him.
Exactly.
That's
Sam
true.
Ellinger, he's about to have 70 yards rushing. He's going to have 200 yards passing. They're going to tear him up. I mean, if there's any defense you want him to play right now, this is the
true.
one.
Tell you what, neither of these teams want to win this game because
No.
they're both fighting for a better draft pick, and neither
No.
of them want to win it.
I will say maybe McDaniels, granted he's not in a better spot, maybe he knew what was going on when he
Yeah.
backed out of the Colts
Seriously.
stuff. But yeah, I didn't really work out for him.
Yeah, clearly.
I wonder if there's a line over under on delayed games by the Colts offense this week. Might not be able to
Give me
play
4
in
at minimum.
seriously.
4 at least.
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5, and then give me the over.
4.
Yeah.
This is a fade pick though.
A fade pick for
and this
sure.
is just because I want to have a little fun with it. And if I get it right, I'm a genius.
Right? Yeah, you look like a super
This is
smart
a
person.
4th and goal when you're up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
All right, Colin, where are you going?
I have 3 bullet points for this game, and 1 bullet point literally reads, both teams stink, and I probably won't watch most of this game.
Yep, bingo. Yep, there's a much better
It's
game
gonna be
to
the
watch.
best game of the week. Watch.
I'm just taking the Raiders because they know what they're getting with their play callers and
Yeah,
everything.
true.
I don't. Normally, I like the coach getting fired. Team rallies around it because most of the time they give up on the coach and they hate the coach.
Yeah.
But I don't get that. I don't think they are totally confident in Jeff Saturday.
Why would they be?
No, I
They're
heard
doing
that
nothing.
there was a report that apparently some Colts veteran players were irate, pissed
They
pissed
should
off
be.
that Frank got
Oh, yeah.
fired and they bring in Jeff, and it's like, well,
I mean, at that point, you give it to somebody who's already on the staff at least.
I will
Give
say,
it to them.
Bob and I were talking
I
about
don't
it.
bring a guy from ESPN and be like, hey, you're,
Right.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. Bob and I were saying, though,
hey, you know your stuff, man.
their offense is literally the worst in the league. So why should one of you guys get it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Like, you guys clearly don't know what the fuck you're doing either.
Like, this is
None of his assistants know what they're doing.
No, it's a
I will say it makes
dumpster
Nick
fire.
Sirianni look a lot better because he
Yeah,
left
guys.
and the Colts have fallen apart.
Yeah.
Matt Eberflus, he'd be there right
Yeah.
now if he never
I
left.
know it.
He'd be
Yeah.
that interim.
I bet he's a lot happier in this situation.
Yeah, and I can't lie, the way he talked, Bears are probably going to hire Frank Reich as an offensive assistant next year.
I
I
would love that.
Just to get him in there. I mean, obviously, we guess he's still the OC, but he said he's like a dear friend, and I love working with him. It's like, yeah, he's definitely getting hired as an offensive assistant. I'm on the Raiders, -6. I could see Jeff Saturday coming in and making an impact, but I could also see it going horrendous and the Colts losing every single game the rest of the year. Not that the Raiders have any backdoor chance to make the playoffs. I mean, they don't have 6 losses, make them 3-6. And one thing about the Raiders, this is what I was going to say. Lost by 5 to the Chargers. Lost by 6 to the Cardinals on a fluke fumble, weird play by Hunter Renfrow. Tennessee Titans beat them by 2. Then they beat the Broncos, lose 1 against the Chiefs. 38 bomb against the Texans, shut out, though, against the Saints. And that ain't good. And then choking a 20-0 lead, or was it 17-0, either way,
17-0.
against the Jaguars. That's bad. Because you imagine if you were 3-5 and had a chance to go 4-5 against the Colts. Instead, you choked against the Jags. They got to win this game, though. McDaniels, your job's on the line, man.
It honestly is
It
at this
is.
point. His seat is on fire.
Seriously, because he came in and we got really bad. We got really worse compared to what we were. Give me the Raiders
Just a
-6.
year ago.
Yeah.
Another point towards the Colts. I heard on the radio tonight driving around that they're not committed to Sam Ellinger being the starter. It might be Matt Ryan back with Jeff Saturday.
That'd
I
be
don't know.
interesting.
They haven't said Matt
Yeah.
Ryan, but they said they're not committed with Sam Ellinger.
Do they have a third string?
It's
Nick Foles.
Yeah, it's Nick Foles.
BDN.
It's Nick
Well,
Foles.
BDN.
honestly,
Uh,
that doesn't sound too bad.
No,
right
they
now.
should try that.
no, seriously.
I will say, man, if it was Nick Foles, I wouldn't even feel bad about
I
it.
think I'm gonna ride with Fake Brown on this one. Take the Colts plus the points. Because like just looking at Raiders, 3 of their losses,
Oh,
they were winning 17-0 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter against the Jags. They were winning 17-0 against the Chiefs with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. That was weird. And then they were winning 20-0 against the Cardinals with 7.5 to go in the third. They just they don't win big. If they're gonna win, I feel like it's gonna be close.
True.
And like I said, I think the Colts maybe try and get a pop for Jeff Saturday. And 6 points is a lot. And I said I would never bet on the Colts again.
JT did practice.
Yeah, if JT plays, that's
He
big.
stinks.
He only has 1
Plays
touchdown
down
this
Jackson
year.
anyways.
I
It
know,
was
yeah.
so
And it was
bad.
week 1.
I'm gonna take the Colts plus the 6, and I'm gonna hate it. I'm never gonna look at it again.
If you get that wrong, you can't hold it against me.
No, I won't.
Not
I'm
even
choosing
the
to do this. I was gonna go with the Colts anyways, but I don't love it. Next up, we've got the Dallas Cowboys traveling to the frozen tundra to take on the Green Bay Packers. The Cowboys -5 right now. Bobby is on the Cowboys -5, and I'll go ahead and go first on this one. We'll save it, Colin, for last. Give me the Cowboys -5. The Packers are in an absolute tailspin. They look terrible in all facets. Their defense that was supposed to help carry them has looked like dog shit. Their offense is abysmal. They
Lost for Sean Gary, too.
Yeah, Gary's out.
Yeah, that's
He's
huge,
done for
man.
the season, and he just threw 3 interceptions against the Lions, and they weren't pretty.
Dobbs got. I mean, is he playing? His ankle? I haven't seen really anything. I can't lie. I'm
Yeah,
sure that's
I
not
don't know.
good. Yeah.
Give me the Cowboys. They're a top 5 team in the NFL, in my opinion, and that doesn't change this week. And I think they're going to go into Lambeau with a statement
I'm right there
victory.
with you. We both had Cowboys at 3 in our power rankings, and I think they're a top 3 team for me. I think the offense is a well-oiled machine, especially with Dak coming back in and then not changing the plan, but just letting Dak be the one
Be
throwing.
better.
Yeah, it's where it's at. And again, add OBJ. Get that deal done, Jerry,
I
and you
love
guys
that.
are even better.
I want him.
Even
Sorry.
better. No, seriously,
You
you
need
need
both.
him.
We
No,
both
you
need him.
both
probably
do.
need him more than
No,
that.
yeah, both
Yeah.
need
You
him.
guys have CD.
At least you have CD. man.
We have
Didn't
Sean.
Jerry come
Sean
and say
Jackson.
that he thought like OBJ should always be a Cowboy or something?
Yeah,
it's like
Jerry's
He
always
said he
been
looked
a fan.
good with the stars.
Yeah, he would, man. He's a showboat. He's a showboat, and he's a playmaker, and that's what the Cowboys need, man. Get in there, Jerry. But I think they, even without him, -5 against Green Bay, don't care that it's in the frozen tundra.
It's
Do
too
not
soon for it to
care.
be frozen.
Yeah, Rodgers. The offense is he looks mad. He looks pissed.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anybody that he's connected with. I feel like he's almost everybody's graduated or moved away, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's alone. He doesn't have anybody. It's that
He's
Will
that
Smith.
sixth-year
It's that Will
senior.
Smith meme. He's looking around the
Everyone's
Fresh
gone.
Prince. Everything's empty, and it's like, well, that's what it is now, man.
No Jordy. There's
Seriously.
no.
There's nothing. Man. He got
Devontae.
your running backs.
Yeah,
That's
Randall
it. You guys
Cobb,
don't
Aaron
even use him.
Jones.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
old ass Randall Cobb
Yeah.
that he demanded back. He's been the real deal, man. Yeah, give me Dallas -5.
Yeah, I agree. Sage?
Yeah, I'm also gonna have to roll the Cowboys,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm the only one. Did I have them in my top 5? Or
I
like
think
just
you had him right
outside?
I think
out.
you had
I think
him
you had him
on
right
there.
out.
And I think the only reason I don't have them in my top 5 is just so much recency bias. Just the past
Sure.
few years,
And they were
just
on a
like,
bye last week.
they
That's
always
true.
get my hopes up and then take it away.
Oh, wild
Yeah.
card round, they'll lose.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, they'll lose.
So like I think that just has like a mental block in my head
Yeah.
where I just think the Cowboys they have so much potential every year and they let it go and I'm just waiting for the other shoe
Yeah,
to drop.
seriously.
I'm trying to be in front of it, but I don't think it's this week. I think this week they take care of business against Green Bay. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers is throwing 3 picks against Detroit, what's he gonna do against what I think is the #1 defense?
Yeah,
in the
seriously,
league?
Micah Parsons in his face every other
Oh,
play. Come on.
Exactly. Especially if Bakhtiari is hurt playing.
Yeah.
whatever.
I think he's given up. Man.
Yeah, no,
I think
seriously,
he's
dude,
given up.
that's-
I think he's done.
Just be a professional beer chugger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really good.
You
at
can do
that.
it.
Very good at that.
Very good. Won't make as much money.
No, will not make as much money.
Will-
All right, so we have an opportunity for a Cowboys clean sweep, and we're going to the Cowboys fan, people. Cowboys fan, Steve. Go ahead and tell me why you're taking the Packers +5.
Well,
Go
I
ahead, John.
haven't confirmed that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
However,
sure.
I know Rodgers looks like shit. Packers offense looks like shit. But historically, Rodgers as a starter is 7-2 against Dallas. Cowboys are 1-7 against Green Bay since 2010.
Okay.
Their
I love
only
that.
win, 2016, Dak and Zeke's rookie year in Lambeau, they won 30-16.
Mhm.
This line stinks. 5 points is, I think it should be like 4.5, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, it's not much of a difference. It'd be a push to a win if it was 4. But Cowboys 6-2 against the spread this year. Green Bay's 3-6. I think this is gonna be a low-scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke hasn't ruled out playing, but he hasn't said he's gonna play. So it's one of those like I'm probably gonna be on like a snap count.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is
No
okay. 'Cause you got
worries,
Tony
yeah.
Pollard there.
No
It's probably better, honestly.
I'm taking the Cowboys -5.
Wow.
And I'm hesitant they're gonna lose outright.
We'll have to talk about this on the pod, but Bob and I were talking about quarterbacks and what quarterbacks are winning the Super Bowl. I think Dak is like the right here. Literally, I think the list ends at Dak. I think Dak is like the Super Bowl winning quarterback. I think he can play that way. If Dallas can get hot and rolling into the playoffs, I know they probably have to play wild card.
Dak might be the Joe Flacco from 10 years ago.
No, seriously, man, he's right there. I think he could. I really do,
Good
man.
enough
Because
to
when he
not
gets
lose
hot,
it, but
he gets hot.
Yeah, he does.
When need help.
Yes,
Well, and he's
he
got a
does.
great defense, too. I
Yeah,
think
go
that's
add
helpful.
OBJ for
See, he
him.
needs to
Get
get
him
that
that.
though.
Go
Yeah.
get. You should have never traded away Amari Cooper
yeah, just money.
for a
yeah.
5th-round pick. I know, but man, every NFL team can make it work.
Could've cut somebody else.
I mean, we just I don't understand how the cash over cap
Pollard
thing
used to
works.
play receiver in college, right?
Yeah,
Put him in the
Put him in the
slot.
slot.
Put
They're
him in the
talking
slot.
about doing that this year.
It'd be great.
No.
Start of the year, now they're not talking about it.
So we've got another clean sweep in Dallas.
They're
That
gonna lose
Green Bay.
outright.
Love
Green
that.
Bay's winning this game. I'm gonna bet money line Green Bay.
Oh my God, you're nuts. Next up, two teams we thought might be decent this year. I actually can't read my own handwriting, so I'm not sure.
ESPN has it 1.5
Cardinals,
towards Rams.
Yeah, Cardinals, Rams. Okay, so yeah, LA. We'll take LA -1.5 right now. Bobby's got the Rams. I don't think I'm ever gonna bet on the fucking Rams again. Both
Never.
these teams stink.
Yeah.
They're both 3-6 Arizona, 3-5 LA. Both terrible. Matthew Stafford looks like ass. 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Terrible. No running game.
Yeah, he's in the
He's
concussion
hurt.
protocol.
Uh,
John Watford. again?
I just talked myself into Arizona.
Yeah.
So I'll take Arizona plus the points. I'll take
All right.
Arizona and the points. Bobby's got the Rams. Sage, where you at?
I'm rolling with you with Arizona, and that's only because the Rams can't fucking score.
Nope.
Especially with Cooper Kupp. He's dealing with a little something still, but
He's the only one. Cooper Kupp can do it. He's literally the only one.
yeah. And thankfully, the Cardinals do have a little bit of a secondary.
Yeah,
Baker
seriously.
can be out there covering. He's not going to get a
You see that
69-yard
video of
touchdown
Buddha
this time.
screaming in the locker room?
Uh-huh.
It's like, we gotta step the f up. And it's like,
I
he's a
I
leader,
would
man.
kill for that man to be
Yeah,
on my
he's a
team.
leader, man.
It's like how many people are saying he's a cancer now because of that video.
Yeah, no, true
Oh,
though.
he's a cancer
I saw
watcher.
replies that are like,
passionate
"Oh
about
man, the
Fox.
coach is right, guys. It's on us."
That's
That's funny. I was
That
cracking up.
picker?
Mhm.
I love that. No, yeah, give me Arizona, and I don't think it's particularly going to be close.
I think
I can't lie. I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you, Sage. I think 1.5. Give me the points gladly. I think this could be a game where Cardinals offense scores touchdowns. And the
Jalen
Rams
Ramsey's been
are
getting
just-
cooked.
Yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins. has been
especially if
really bad.
Stafford's out.
Yes, sir.
I will say the line being this close, like they obviously think he's gonna play. Because
Right.
if it was John Watford, because that's who he really is. I want to say is the backup QB.
Yeah.
It would have to be higher than this. It couldn't. There's no way they'd be favored.
No.
Like DeAndre Hopkins alone is going to score 14 points. I think 2
Yeah.
touchdowns, and that might be enough to win the damn game.
Yeah, that probably will be. Honestly, I think it's gonna be low scoring. The Rams don't put up points. Their defense is solid, but they don't score. Colin, where are you going with this one?
Is this clean sweep potential?
No, Bobby's on the Rams.
I'm also on the Rams. That's why I asked.
Wow.
As Shanahan owns McVay,
Uh-huh.
McVay owns Kingsbury.
Okay.
There's a food chain.
Regular season, McVay 6-1 against Cleveland.
Oh,
He coached 7-1 total because they beat it in the playoffs last year. Home game division, which doesn't mean home game because the Rams have no home
That's
crowd.
not a home game.
I'm just gonna take the Rams.
And I like it
I'll
though.
take
Hey,
McVay out.
that you take that pattern, man. That's
Yeah,
why
I'll
I'm
take
on the
McVay over
49ers when they play the Rams.
Kingsbury loses this game.
Is he on the
That's
hot
on the hot
seat?
seat?
Is he on the
Oh,
hot seat? I think he's
definitely.
already on.
I think he's
the hot
on
He's
seat.
it.
gonna find a new war room for draft days over that
Yeah.
fancy schmancy.
His house, yeah, his
Oh my
fancy
God.
ass mansion. What a-
I'm really worried about him. I really think that like 2 coaches have gotten fired this season.
Mhm.
I think he's next.
Yeah.
If anyone.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
or
hard to get fired.
Or McDaniels, Josh McDaniels.
McDaniels,
Josh McDaniels seems to be out.
I don't know. The Raiders are so fucking disorganized. They'll probably keep him for 2 more years.
Yeah.
You know what? That'd be fine with me. I'm okay with them.
I
sucking
really don't.
forever.
I really just don't have
They could
faith
be
in the
shit
Raiders
forever.
organization.
Just put Tricia 2 more years to call plays in New England
Yes.
before McDaniels inevitably
love
comes
that.
back.
Next up, we've got a kind of an interesting line, in my opinion. We've got the Chargers traveling to San Francisco, which isn't really traveling. It's right there. San Francisco -7, a full touchdown.
What is up?
Game.
What is up? Who's out? I mean, I know basically every receiver. That tells me Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are both still going to be out.
I hate Keenan Allen.
Yeah, he ain't playing all year.
I
will say Brandon said he's day to day, but Keenan Allen said I ain't playing until I'm 100%. I ain't going to be snap
What a
count for me.
pussy.
That's what he said. So
God
it's question.
damn
I
it.
do.
I'm taking the Niners.
It's ugly. Like the 7.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot. And San Francisco did look good against the Rams, but man, 7 points against the Chargers. That's a lot of points.
Chargers are. I just don't know what to think of the Chargers this year.
If they lose this, they're 5-4.
Yeah, that's like you can't be under 500 or close to 500 and make the playoffs in the AFC this year. The AFC is too deep.
God, give me the Chargers +7.
Oh, the NFC, the
so
Cowboys,
nice.
the Giants, 2 wildcard teams,
Yeah.
both 6-2.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
It's very top heavy this year. It seems like.
Yeah.
So you're taking the Chargers plus
Chargers
7.
+7. It's just a lot of points. And San Fran does look good with McCaffrey. Like their offense does look like it's more dynamic immediately. But Chargers need this bad.
Yeah,
Especially
they
with the
can't afford to
+7. Give me the +7. Especially since
Because the Chargers got the Chiefs after this,
Oh.
and then they've got Arizona in Arizona. They have the Dolphins and Titans coming up. They've got they've got some tough games. They need to win this one. This is a big one for them. That being said, I can finally stop rooting against the Niners because we don't have their first round pick anymore. I can stop rooting. I hate rooting against a team for that reason, except I enjoy doing it for Houston. But I don't have to root
Houston
against the
deserves it.
Niners anymore. I'm gonna take the Niners at home. A pending wide receiver play for the Chargers. If Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are both out, who's he got to throw to? Guyton?
Yeah,
It's gonna be a Guyton game or Palmer.
Might have
I
to start him in the dynasty.
And I just don't
Sorry.
trust that against the Niners defense. The Niners
Yeah.
defense, like that's what they're known for.
No,
Their
seriously,
defense. They're a
yeah,
very good defensive team. I think their offense will do enough. They just beat the shit out of the Rams 2 weeks ago, so they're coming off of a bye also, so they're getting healthier.
At home, and they have
At
fans.
home, they actually have fans that show up. Give me the Niners. I don't love it because I wish it was 6.5 with all my heart.
seriously.
Yeah.
If 7.
7 just makes me think, well, push or lose.
Yeah.
But give me the Niners minus the 7, and I hate it. Sage.
Yeah, I'm also rolling with the Niners. I just have, I don't believe in Justin Herbert, hot take,
Yeah.
but he's been in the league 3 years now.
This is his 3rd year. Yep.
Yeah, and he has a ceiling. I'm tired of people thinking, oh, he throws for 300 yards a game, so he must be great. He's never made the playoffs.
Yep.
When's he won a big game?
No, seriously.
That's not
doesn't
against
win
Kansas
them.
City.
Yeah.
He does once a year.
Right.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do these crazy things that everyone thinks he does.
Yeah.
He'll put up some numbers, but when his people are down, he doesn't pull them back up. He relies on Austin Eckler. He's had him all 3 years.
Yeah.
Those dump offs count for half his fucking yards.
Helps when he walks into the league
Like-
with an elite receiver
and a
elite
good
running
offensive
back.
line.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, but again, like it comes down to Brandon Staley too. Like I don't think the mix is there. I don't
on the
think.
hot seat after this year if they don't make the playoffs again.
I think
it has
so.
to be. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
So I think Sean
Especially-
Payton starting to look more attractive to them every week.
I mean, Sean Payton and Lamar Jackson, both free agents. See that?
Yeah. Well,
Whew, maybe they go together.
Yeah,
Both
seriously.
coming to Dallas.
Yeah, Sean Payton mentioned that on the Manning cast.
Dude, I don't know if you fire McCarthy. Jones is loyal.
Yeah,
boy,
you
man.
guys are
I
6
hate
and
Mike
2.
McCarthy.
Jones is
He
loyal.
Should have got Dan Quinn while you had him,
Mhm.
or you still have him,
Oh,
but
I
you should have
know.
just
Yeah,
Yeah,
said
but-
you're head
No, I
coach.
like Dan Quinn with his backwards hat up in the booth.
love
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
All right, so Sage and I are on the Niners. Addison and Bobby are on the Chargers. Colin, last deciding pick. I feel like all of our deciding picks go to Colin. It seems
Yes,
like.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. Usually I go first most weeks, and now
I
I'm
know.
getting all this hiding.
Recently, you've
He's
been
on.
getting all of the pressure here.
I hate the 49ers just as an organization, but I'm taking them to win this game and cover the 7. 2 weeks off of bye. Shanahan. He'll
Yeah,
figure it
sure.
Plenty
out.
of time to figure out the Chargers without J.C. Jackson. So
Yeah.
how are you gonna stop Debo?
Joey Bosa is still
Joey
out.
Bosa's
Bosa.
out.
Yeah.
So and they still got Trent Williams who can block pretty nasty. So
So
it's
the scariest playing football is Trent Williams pulling.
yeah.
And motion
Yeah.
on the
All
snap.
my
Yeah.
professional
No,
baby.
none of us mentioned the Niners in the power rankings.
No, they're full.
I think they're better than they are.
Because I feel like the like national media looks them up as being like
Yeah.
a top 5 team in the NFL right now. It's like
Biggest
what?
stretch the Eagles, San Francisco.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I
Absolutely
don't know.
not.
Guys aren't even winning their own division.
Guys, if they win a Super Bowl, I might get a ring. Okay, I worked for them
That's
for 1
true.
season.
Hey.
I deserve a ring.
No, they're not. They
No, they are. They're the 7.
Are they? Are they
They're
seven?
7.
Get ready.
Oh, God.
It's okay.
That's why if
Detroit's only
Bears
2 games
win,
behind.
right. I'm saying
They have 4 wins.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, Detroit's 2 games behind the 7.
Detroit's right
It
there.
really is though.
They're
They really
right
are
there.
though. They
I'm
really
back
are.
on.
They're
Back
really
in.
Who are they playing this
God.
week again?
Bears.
Bears.
Fuck the Bears. I'm
Dude,
changing my pick. I'm changing my
wouldn't mind
pick.
the Lions. Man. I wouldn't mind it.
Changing my pick. Jesus. The Lions are half a game above Carolina for worst in the NFC. 2 games out of a playoff spot. Okay, I like it. Let's go to our last game. Colin, I'll let you go first because it's 2 of your favorite teams.
They both
Washington.
perish.
Washington traveling to
Falls.
Philadelphia. Philadelphia minus 10.5. Big old spread against the Washington Commanders team that is 4-5. They're not very good. Who are you taking in this one?
All right, so a couple of facts here for you. Eagles mini bye, 'cause they played Thursday night.
Mhm.
Nick Sirianni is Eagles head coach, 6-0-1 against the spread at home as a home favorite.
Oh, maybe.
Which just means last year they didn't work favorite in many home
Right.
games.
Sure.
'Cause this year they had to be favored in every game at home, you'd assume. Let's see. They faced back in week 3. Carson Wentz was at quarterback. Eagles won 24-8. Obviously, I think Heineke has a little more upside, playmaking wise, than Carson does. Commanders are 2-9 in the last 11 games against Philly straight up. I will take Philadelphia. I think Heineke tries to make one too many plays and just throws it up for grabs and
Okay.
costs them.
All right. Sage, where are you going with this one? I will say real fast, sorry. I just am seeing, looking at like strength of schedule. Eagles have had the easiest schedule this season.
Oh, yeah.
Of course they have.
Their teams they've played average
Shivers.
record is 425. And keep in mind they've also played the Vikings who are 7-1 and the Cowboys who are 6-2. And have they played the Giants?
No.
No. Okay, so they played 2 teams who are really good, which means the rest of their opponents have been
Right.
fucking terrible. Sorry,
Gosh.
please, your choice.
All right. Going off of that, the Ravens have the easiest schedule moving forward,
There you go.
and that's why we're gonna go.
That's a dub.
That's why we're going 14-3.
14-3.
Yep.
You heard it.
Oh, fucking mark it down.
Honestly, though, looking at your guys' schedule, there's no games I would take you guys to lose.
No. Exactly. There we go. There we go.
In Cleveland might be tough, and in Cincinnati might be tough.
Not worried. We're gonna kill them.
Perfect.
Anyways, I'm going Philly because they're playing Washington
Mhm.
and Heineke. Is Heineke still playing?
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
still the guy.
Shit. Yeah, Heineke. He plays with like this Brett Favre gunslinger mentality. Dude's got grit, which I think he fit in great on the Lions. Dan Campbell loves him. He'll
Uh-huh.
trade everything away for some grit. But no, I love the Eagles in this game. 10.5. I could honestly put it at like 14.
To be fair, ESPN has it at 11 right now, but we're staying with 10.5.
Yeah.
Stay with 10.5.
No,
Yeah,
I'll take the Eagles at 10.5 or 11.
Okay.
I just think that the Washington, they don't have the quarterback play to keep up with Jalen Hurts because they're controlling the ball so much
Mhm.
that they might only get 6 possessions.
No,
this game.
seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Addison, who are you going with this one?
I would say, Colin, you brought it up. They played earlier this year. It was a 7-point spread for Philly in Washington, and they won 24-8. I think being in Philly is big. I think they're going to cover the 11. So give me Philadelphia or 10.5. I think they cover that. I love that 10.5. Better than 11 even. But yeah, offense is too good. Washington is a struggling divisional opponent. I think they're going to bury him.
Okay. Bobby's on Washington plus the 10.5.
I like that though too.
And you know what? I think I've been on Washington 3 weeks in a row. I don't know if I took them in the Packers game. I might have been forced to take them in the Packers game. I think I've been on Washington 3 weeks in a row, and they've covered all 3 weeks for me.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to go for them for a fourth time. I'm going to send it until it fails.
Yep.
Well, they're on a 3 or 4 game winning streak before last week.
Yes,
And
before
barely
they
lost.
They lost by 3 to the Vikings, who are 7-1.
Like,
I do think the Eagles win this game, but I didn't take the Eagles to cover the spread on Thursday night. They didn't against Houston, who is terrible.
Yeah.
I think Washington's better than Houston, which isn't
They
saying
are,
much
yeah.
because I think the 4 of us and 7 other dudes would
Yeah.
compete.
Yeah.
But give me Washington plus the 10.5. It's a divisional game. Those are always closer than you like them to be.
mhm.
And Washington is 4-5, which is sneakily not terrible.
No, it's not.
It's not terrible. I've seen there are much worse teams in the
really
NFL.
close
yeah.
to a playoff
No,
spot.
seriously.
It is,
it
and the
is.
NFC
It
is very close to a playoff.
So wasn't
spot.
it this way like last year for the NFC too? The NFC.
Might
just
Oh
kinda
yeah, it's
lets in
not.
some stinkers.
Yeah, it's some stinkers in the
I mean,
division.
San Francisco's in the 7th seed at 4-4. Washington's 4-5. They're half game back of a playoff spot, which
What's
is
the
messed up.
playoff? What's the playoffs looking like in the AFC? Who's the last team?
Last team in right now is the Chargers at 5-3.
Yeah.
Goddamn, better.
Yeah. The AFC is. It seems like the NFC is very, very top heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Philly, Minnesota, Seattle, Tampa Bay is the 4 with the division, and then Dallas and Giants, and then San Francisco.
Tampa and the 7th seed really bring us down.
Mhm.
Yeah,
AFC.
they really do because there's nobody under 500 in the AFC. In the playoffs
Also, some
right
quick
now.
math while you were giving your pick. Eagles 2 wins over primetime Kirk Cousins and Dallas Cowboys. That's
Mhm.
13 wins between those 2 teams. Other 6 teams they've beaten combined 15 wins.
Wow.
So 28 total wins
In 9 weeks.
between their opponents. 13 of them are
2.
2 teams and 15 of the other 6 teams.
Their strength of schedule, 425 winning percentage. That's
Which
great.
is great because that's our schedule next year.
Yeah.
We'll finish second in the division.
That's it.
True. Although I think you guys might win that. No.
They won't lose twice.
I don't know. They've got some tough ones. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so those are our picks for the week. I like them. It's going to be a good week. Only a couple of sweeps, which is always good. I like to keep them close. I think this is the first time we've had a clean sweep for the Bears. I like
I
that.
love that.
That'll be interesting.
Ooh.
It'll be good. Another clean sweep for Seattle. This is at least the second time we've done that.
Yeah, last week.
And then Dallas. 2 of our teams getting clean sweeps. I love that. Let's go ahead
Don't feel good about it.
and we already got Opal's outrageous take for the week. Colin, let's hear your 3 locks. Let's get a YouTube special. You have a Thursday night one for us for a YouTube special.
I did get a Thursday
Yes.
night. I was thinking of you guys.
There we go. For you
As long
to
as you're
watch
still
it.
with us.
We've got one in here. It was Rebecca earlier. I don't know who it is right now. We've got way more comments on today's video. So people have been active.
YouTube exclusive pick Thursday night football. Atlanta Falcons first half spread minus the half point at minus 110 odds.
So Falcons to win the first half essentially.
By a point or more.
Minus 0.5 first half.
All right. Not overthinking it.
Love that.
Yeah, I
Over
really like
under
that a
was
lot.
20.5 again. I'm not doing
That's
that.
too many.
It was 37-34 last time they played.
But to win the first half against the Panthers, who are starting PJ Walker, I love
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I got full FanDuel.
Let's go down and score, please.
Yes, please.
Put them on now.
I put them all on every time. I put $20 on every single bet that Colin gives us. All right, keep it going. What you got next?
Next up is Seattle +3
Love it.
in Germany. Where's that game being played? Soccer
Munich.
stadium.
Munich.
yeah.
It's at Bayern Munich Stadium.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks +3. They're going one way. The Bucks are kind of going the other. Oh, the Bucks won. So I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe they're back.
Rams fucking stink.
Maybe they're back.
Brady undefeated since he's been divorced. All I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Undefeated as a single man.
It only took the Bucks until 9 seconds left in the game to score a touchdown.
It's okay. That means Brady probably gets the kids this weekend. So
You're right. He's gonna be busy.
Yeah, he's gonna be
Yeah.
busy.
It's true.
Family man now half the
Can't give
time.
him to Giselle
I'm sure
every
he's
Sunday.
fighting really hard for that custody.
You know he is.
Lock number 2.
Okay.
Chicago Bears -3.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think they're gonna put up plenty of fucking points.
Not a lot of stats we haven't already talked about, given on the matchups. They're saying this is a pickup, basically.
Yeah.
Home game -3. I'll take the Bears all day -3.
Yep.
I'll take Bears defense over the Lions defense. I'll take the Bears offense over the Lions offense. Right now, at least.
Yeah.
Early season Lions offense was
Definitely,
good.
they were cooking.
And then third and final lock is Titans minus. I have 2.5, but I'll take the 2 if FanDuel's still giving us the 2.
Yep, I'll see when I throw in all these bets right here, right now.
I'll take the half point.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so for those that bet along with us, we've got the Falcons minus 0.5 first half spread, Seattle +3, going to hammer that right now. Chicago -3 and Tennessee -2. I love all those. I'm going to continue.
Let's keep it simple this week. All in the field goal.
Not getting cute this week. Just
no
nice
over-unders.
Nope. Nothing too fancy here. Just good hard-nosed picks. I love it.
Win by 3 at least and give us a push. Please.
I love that the Bears -3 is -105. I mean, that's damn near even money.
Exactly.
I love that a lot.
Love that.
Sage, who is your fantasy sleeper for this week?
This week, I pulled off of them last week just because they were playing a good team, the Bengals, all that stuff. But he scored a touchdown last week. I got to roll with him. Terrace Marshall Jr.
I love it.
He was a rookie last year, didn't produce much, but this year with trading away Robbie Anderson, he's getting his chance. He's making the most of it. The past 2 weeks, he had 9 targets for four catches and 87 yards. And last week, he only had 3 catches on 6 targets, 53 yards, and a touchdown. Granted, that is a lot when you think about the fact that PJ Walker had 9 yards at halftime.
Yeah, seriously.
Bad. You need him to not play.
So Baker Mayfield's plan, if Baker Mayfield comes in, I like it, which I think is probably going to happen at halftime. If that lock hits,
him for sure.
Maybe Darnold come in too.
Yeah, you see a little Sam.
If Darnold comes in, this guy is league winner.
Yeah.
But no, I'm rolling with Terrace Marshall.
I love that.
Let's see how he does.
Hopefully he goes ballistic in the second half of this game.
Yes, in the second half.
Second half.
Yep, they don't realize he's very good until the second half, and then he goes nuts.
Bingo. So the Falcons can cover the half.
Yep, exactly. Love that. All right, so that's all we got for NFL this week. This was a good conversation. I think we had a lot more extra talk about
this.
these
I don't want
games.
to spring it on you late. If we want to do like a parlay game between us,
I got my pick.
which I will say, unfortunately, we went 2-1-1 for the parlay.
What pushed?
Bucks -3 pushed.
I think we got it at -2.
Yeah, I thought we had him.
Yeah, we do.
We got a -2.5.
Because
I that was mine. I took a -2.5.
The Vikings on
By
the hook.
half.
Yep, the hook for the Vikings.
It was me.
We didn't do it before he left.
We just gave you Ravens
voluntarily-
-2.5 was yours.
Fair enough.
And they
that
covered
slapped.
that big time easy. Yeah. Big time.
So, real quick before we do that, let's just give our college football power rankings. This shit's going on a while. And there was some shake up, and then we'll come back and do our PPP before we go. I'll go first. College football. Georgia 1. I think that one is probably going to be consensus.
Yeah.
I'm going Ohio State at 2. They didn't look pretty, but they won.
Yeah.
I thought they might lose, but they won. Give me Michigan at 3. And I dropped Tennessee to 4 from 1 because they lost to Georgia, which is a tough game in Georgia.
Yep.
Very tough game. So they stay in my top 4, but just by the skin of their teeth. And my 2 honorable mentions are TCU and Oregon. Those are 2 pretty frisky teams. I like to watch them. I hope right now TCU's in the playoff. I hope it stays that way because I would love to see them get in there. But yeah, TCU and Oregon is my 5 and 6, and then Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee.
Yeah. I've got it as the college football playoffs too. Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, TCU 4. I dropped Tennessee out. It's a tough loss to Georgia. They sort of got manhandled. That's sort of the reason I dropped them all the way out. TCU undefeated. I mean, honestly, all 4 of those teams are undefeated, and that's why I got them in front of Tennessee. And I don't have a 6 because I think Oregon's frauds. I mean, Bo Nix is their quarterback, and I think if they play in any big-time game, he's going to become the Bo Nix of old, a.k.a. Auburn, and that is just not pretty. Turnover machine. Their offense does look good, but they blew their chances. If it comes down to it, obviously Georgia's going to make it if they don't lose. One of the 2 between Ohio State and Michigan's making it. TCU has their biggest test remaining in Texas.
Yep.
And after that, they're going to take – it's going to be interesting. Maybe they would take Oregon as 1 loss, but Tennessee's going to be right there potentially with 1 loss. Michigan or Ohio State's going to be there with 1 loss. I think both those teams, Tennessee and Michigan, even over a Pac-12 potential winning, Oregon could get in. So
I like that. Sage, power rankings. Let's hear
Yeah, we almost have the exact same. So like Georgia, Ohio, Michigan, TCU.
Yep.
And I have right on the outside Tennessee and Oregon, but when it comes down to it, I think Tennessee would beat Oregon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So gotta go Oregon at 5.
Yep.
And granted, like they did get manhandled. Like that's why it's a little scary. If they get to the playoffs, can they hang?
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
They just
like
got whooped.
they got a test, and like if they kept it close, maybe because you can't be ranked that high and
No.
put up a stinker like that. Like,
Yeah,
at
it was
least put up
bad.
a
It was a
fight.
letdown. Yeah.
If it was a closer game, they'd still be in my 4.
Yeah.
No, seriously, yeah.
Okay, I like that. Colin, yours?
Yeah, Georgia 1, pretty clear. I think even with the loss in the SEC championship, they
They're
still
in.
make the playoffs
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
I have Michigan at 2 over Ohio State just because it showed, like this past weekend, the weather in Northwestern just showed Ohio State's weakness. If they can't throw the ball, if it's rainy, if it's windy.
Yeah.
I know Michigan's going to run for 200 plus rain, shine, snow, whatever.
Yeah.
So Ohio State scares me. It's kind of like Tennessee when it started raining sideways in Georgia. That the air raid attack just died.
Yeah,
gone.
Also, that pass rush was fierce.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just ran swap blitz. They just kept getting home every time.
Worked perfect.
Ohio State 3. I have Tennessee at 4 still. But really, it's just Georgia and then Michigan / Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 and 4 is loser of Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee, TCU. If they're undefeated, they have to make it.
If they're undefeated and they win the Big 12, they have to.
They have to.
They literally have to get in.
USC and UCLA are both 1 loss, and they play later this year. So if the winner of that, if they're still 1 loss, has a chance.
Yeah.
To face Oregon, who's 1 loss, who plays Utah in a couple of weeks, I think. So we could have a 1 loss versus 1 loss Pac-12 championship game. So you could have a 1 loss Pac-12 champ, a 1 loss Big 12 champ, a 1 loss non-Big 10 champ, and a 1 loss non-SEC championship.
See, the thing
figure out those 2 spots. So that's
someone brought it up on ESPN today. Does the Big 10 stop scheduling? I mean, it's a tradition, but Michigan and Ohio State are getting royally fucked by this last week of the schedule, last game of the schedule matchup, because one of them's not making the Big 10 championship, even though they're both undefeated because they're in the same division every year, which does suck.
Yeah.
But that's a loss that you can't build more wins off of. You know what I mean? Just like Oregon, they played Georgia week 1, got beat bad, and now they've risen back up. Neither team, Michigan nor Ohio State, it's almost a guaranteed playoff out when you lose that game if you're both undefeated, and that's crazy. That's crazy. You have 2 teams in the top 4 for 6-7 weeks. They play each other, and one of them's now out. Right. Sucks for the Big 10.
I'm just like sitting here thinking about it. I feel like we should stop with this division shit and call it like your Big 10, right?
Yeah.
That's 2 teams in the Big 10 should play each other for the championship, and that's that. Like we can't. But if they don't, we can't discount the championship game who doesn't make it. So Ohio State or Michigan, whoever loses that game, won't be in the Big Ten championship. That shouldn't count against them because they're not a conference winner.
Well, and you look at the Big Ten, dude. If they have these divisions, USC and UCLA are going to come in and just run the other side bad because. Oh yeah. I mean, who's the other side? It's Iowa. It's Illinois. Wisconsin. It's like. Yikes.
Yeah, they're going to dominate.
I think the loser of Michigan, Ohio State, the best chance for them to get in is Tennessee has to lose again.
And if TCU loses.
TCU has to lose.
And then that sucks.
And either, UCLA, USC, or Oregon.
Where is the game this year, Michigan, Ohio State? Is in Michigan?
It's in Columbus. Yeah, it's in Columbus.
They can't blame COVID on not going this year.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad they didn't go that year. They tried to screw Ohio State out of the playoff by not playing them, and then they were like, you're still in Ohio State.
But you're still getting slided by whoever you play.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into the Playbook podcast picks. This is your parlay for the week. Last week we went 3-1, unfortunately. Yep. So we will avoid Collins locks. We're not going to use any locks. That's Seattle +3, Chicago -3, and Tennessee -2.
I'm going to go, so none of you steal mine.
Yes, do it.
First half Cowboys -3.
Yeah, love that.
I think that's a lock. First half. Green Bay's offense has been abysmal, and I think the Cowboys' offense starts hot every game. I know it was against the Bears, but again, it was 4 straight possessions, 4 straight touchdowns. They are capable of doing that against any team. So first half Cowboys -3 is my lock.
First half -3. I love that.
I got it. Yep.
Okay. I will go ahead and defer over. Sage, you got yours?
No, wait on me. I'm good to go.
All right, Colin, let's hear yours. I had to put money in my account.
I mentioned this earlier that I think this game's going to be low scoring the most. Give me Vikings Bills under 43.5 for the whole game.
Love that.
-4 under 43.5.
Yes.
Under 43.5. Okay, yeah, I like that. I think especially if Case Keenum plays, it's fucking great.
If Josh Allen plays, it's going to go over.
Yes, yeah. So we just have to hope he doesn't play.
Right.
Even if he plays, he might be hindered though, and then
it's hurting. Mine, I think it wasn't unanimous, but there was a reason why it wasn't unanimous. Mine is going to be the Giants. It is on FanDuel right now as -5.5. That doesn't change my pick. If it had jumped to 7, that changes it. But I'm going to take the New York Giants -5.5 against the Houston Texans in New York.
I love that.
Okay.
And Sage, bring us home. What you got for us?
All right. Looks like I'm going with. I'm not. No. We gotta up these odds. We gotta up the number a little bit.
It's going crazy. Oh boy.
No. We're gonna go. Yeah. We're gonna go. Seahawks money line.
Okay.
I love that.
I actually like that a lot.
Money line.
Seahawks money line. I like that a lot. All right, throwing these all in the computer here, seeing what we got money wise.
My guess is plus 1168. I swear to God, it's
Mm-hmm.
1168.
First half we get to. Oh, the first half spread for Dallas is actually -2.5.
Oh, baby.
I like that
better.
so much
Even
more.
one of those situations where you cheese it to the other thing, like last week.
It was just in first half. Let me find it here.
Oh, I love that.
I know last week there was two different first half bets. It was like the same game parlay option and then the non-option, and the non-option was better.
Oh, this was the same game parlay, -2.5 is -125.
That's still
I'm good with that. I'm good
that's
with that for
great.
sure.
That's a great.
And then Seattle money line, let me throw that one in here and see what we got to win.
It's like plus 130. That's well.
Yeah,
I'll put any.
It's only like plus like 15, 28.
It's plus 130 right now. So then our parlay is going to be plus 1443.
Oh.
And I'm throwing 10 on that to win $144.
So we got Cowboys half.
Cowboys first half -2.5.
Gotcha.
Under 43.5 in Minnesota at Buffalo.
All right.
Giants -5.5.
Got it.
And Seattle money line.
I love that. 10 to 144.
10 thrown on. Boom. I'll share my winnings. You just get $20 if that hits.
Come on, baby.
Don't share it.
Don't share it. Collins want my money.
Don't share it.
Don't share that fucking money.
Because we're all betting it. Or we
Yeah,
should all
true,
bet
we
it.
should all
Yeah,
bet
yeah,
that.
I'm putting it on right now.
All right. I'll just start directly to my left. Addison, anything to add for today's show? Because that's all I've got.
Nothing, man. It was a great show, great evening show. It did run long, but I'm hoping everybody still listens because it was great. It was great
Yeah,
talk.
yeah,
Yeah,
good
this
talk.
was an amazing
Good
episode.
conversation.
Loved it. Yeah.
Agreed. Colin, anything?
Got me a little sleepy at the night recording.
I know, man. I'm a little tired.
No, just another healthy week, and
Yes, please.
hopefully they just beat Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, you stink.
I do want to shout out George quick. Just
Yeah.
finished his chemo today.
Hey,
Last
shout out
session.
George,
Yeah,
man.
100%.
Last
Shout
session.
out, last
Fuck yeah,
session.
let's go,
Yeah,
George. Kick its ass,
Yeah,
George.
yeah, baby. Shout out,
Love
George.
that.
Mhm.
Sage, anything you want to add?
Yeah, just hoping for another healthy week. A healthy week of football. No sleepers. Hopefully,
Yes.
except
Yes,
for
yes,
sleepers
Except
that
for
week.
yours, except for
Yeah,
Terrence
yeah.
Marshall. But
Oh,
hopefully
yeah.
all good football
Yeah,
games and all of our teams hopefully win.
Yeah,
Because
Well,
that
bye
can
week.
happen.
Let's
Yeah,
get
love
this
it.
team already won. Already
we
won.
could
Already
seriously get it. We could get a sweep this
We
week.
could get a sweep this week.
We really could, man.
Well,
Except we're already counting Bob with the Colts.
We're not counting.
well, we'll see what the Colts. If they win, we count it. If the Colts win, we count it. All right. I don't have anything to add. I want to thank everybody for following along, listening. Thank you. Comment section. Boone, good to hear from you.
Love
CJ, Rebecca with a comment in there. I know we had
Shout out.
several people watching. Yeah, shout out you. And we will see you guys next time.
Right on.
Appreciate it.
All right.
And
Let's go, baby.